And now for something completely different.
Gentlemen, let's broaden our minds.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Preoccupied with whether or not they could, they didn't stop to think if they should.
Forgiveness is divine, but never pay full price for late pizza.
Guess you guys aren't ready for that yet.
The kids love us.
What the hell? They call it fate, call it luck, call it karma. I believe that everything happens for a reason. It's showtime.
What's up, Mike?
How you doing?
The people said one more. Let's do one more.
Yeah.
Why the fuck not? Welcome, everybody, to this pre-recorded something different.
It's fucking weird, right?
This is different.
We usually fuck up live.
Yes. Although we were told there was to be no edit for this. So if we fuck up, it's still going to go on the video.
Exactly.
Good shit. Yes, since this is the final event of the year, I think, if I'm correct, we decided to spice shit up and we're gonna make it a faction.
We make ourselves the stars.
Also, yes, but also make it a faction thingy, since our faction decided not to use us at all for the end of year events. Well,
look at these faces. We should always be a fucking part of everything.
We'll do our own fucking year-end event. So, bring a Timmy! Whatever. That's right. What the hell are you guys, Transformers, the last night? Is that your faction thing?
We are...
the first order.
We're 1923
exactly.
Team name.
Yeah, we're 1923.
And you two are the best that the First Order can offer. Don't they have like champions and shit?
We're the most available.
Yeah,
he's the champion.
Oh, that's true. I mean, half a good team. Still a good team.
We had to have a manager here tonight, so that's why I'm here.
What do you guys want to be called?
2319. Thanks.
Boring, but whatever.
That's fair.
It's your funeral. Another team. The fuckers.
Yeah, these fucking guys.
You son of a
was good.
I don't even know what happened in the game of factions, and I don't give a shit. But you two suck.
No one knows.
It's fair. That's fair. You know what? I deserve that.
Mike, give them some shit.
Yeah, what's your team name? What do you guys want to be called? The Fuckheads?
We're the Staten Island Project.
Oh, I was going to say the Long Island Experiment, but yeah, that too.
Staten Island Project, okay.
Staten Island Project. Okay. I'm done with you. Another team.
Hey, these fucking guys.
Those fucking guys.
Aren't you the ones that use the C from Criterion in your name?
Yeah.
Blasphemy.
What the fuck is that? Let's kick him out. Fuck it.
Maybe. Club Dread. What lame ass name do you have for your team?
Well, Scott, we didn't really. Should we just stick with the one?
We've had the same lame ass name for over a year now, so I don't know why we would change it. I guess legally as it is.
Monday's Heroes.
Monday morning quarterback. A case of the Mondays is us for sure.
So that guy there in the corner, Bill. That guy's cool. Bring him in.
Oh, what is it? You should be Team Castle.
So,
yeah. Why not with some cool people?
Still too soon.
So, an important piece of business before we move on. Mike, where the fuck is that shark? Where?
Yeah, actually died. It's behind my couch.
Well, then my fucking blows.
You can kind of see it. Look at that. It's right there.
Anymore.
You
do horse shit of the highest caliber. I demand a recount. Our team name is Buster's Browns.
Buster, what?
Fucking welcome.
Press? Fine.
I don't know. Figure it's something with a Z. I'm sure. I don't know.
Buster Press representing Fundacum.
Hey, Todd. What the fuck?
If I Venmo you $20, will you say that name correctly?
What name?
Forget it. That's fine. I don't have $20 anyway. It's all right. I'd rather spend it on stuff I need, like, food and orphan hearts. It's fine. All right, let's go.
Okay, I will try to remember which one is which. But if not, Mr. Producer, sir, keep score too, just for shit and giggles. Okay. We're going to start this fucker with round one. Round one, like every other round one, is a whiteboard round. You gotta have a whiteboard. I don't take none of that paper and pen shit. I'm gonna kill myself trying to read. So we start like we always start 9 questions because people do 8 or 10 and we're fucking something different. So 9's question. Mike, give him the first question.
Yeah. Okay. Question 1. Under actors and actresses, in how many films does Dan Aykroyd appear as Dr. Raymond Stantz?
Mike, have you ever played Raymond Stantz?
Maybe.
I did a Halloween once. Then I decided that I'm more of a Peter Beckman, like everybody else, because he's a cool. That's true. The producer is a Ray.
Yes, 100%.
You like his blowjobs by ghost. Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everybody seems ready. Cody, what do you got?
2.
Tim.
I mean, I would think you guys would include the new one, so I said 3.
Ethan.
3, because it is 3 of them.
God.
3.
Bill.
I didn't think you were including the new one, but I thought you were including his cameo in Casper, so it is 3.
Oh, you're almost there. You're almost fucking there.
I said 3 as well.
Oh.
4.
There you go. That's what we're looking for.
I thought there was rules you can't ask about movies out in the theaters because I didn't see it.
This is something different, bitches.
We do shit different.
Ghostbusters, Ghostbusters Afterlife, and Casper the Friend.
Why I gotta be the asshole that remembered Casper?
Hack the planet!
Hack the planet!
Hack the planet! Okay. Question 2.
Sorry, Tim. I'm so sorry.
In the category of comic book movies, what killed the dinosaurs?
Now, am I required to do the voice?
Yes.
Of everybody, Bill, you would not be required, but I think the rest of us should.
I mean, I'm gonna. Fucking out there.
Okay. Well,
Mike, do you know what killed the dinosaurs?
Yes, I do.
Don't
But
tell them.
spoilers.
Spoiler alert, it was not inflation. So
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ethan's still writing. Let's wait for him.
I'm done.
Ethan, what do you got?
The Ice Age.
Scott.
I didn't get it.
Spelling is correct
Bill.
on that one.
The Ice Age.
Robert.
the Ice Age.
Go.
You think it would be video, but it's the Ice Age.
Scully.
It took me way too long, but I just wrote down ice, so I didn't have it.
Cody.
I literally hate it here.
The Ice Age.
There you go. 2-2 to 1-1 with Staten Island and Buster Press with 2 each. Next question.
We move on to sci-fi. In the film Dune, what is the physical side effect to people who have prolonged exposure to the spice melange?
Spice melange. I love that.
Funny, that was my stripper name.
Damn.
Melange or spice?
No, just Spice Melange. There's a nice ring to it. You should have seen the business cards. They were quite X-rated.
I'm quite a Catholic when it comes to spice melange. Okay. 5, 4, 3.
Oh, repeat.
No, but I'll give you more time.
Okay.
You get it.
All right.
I was not ready for that. Jesus. It went up my nose. I'm sorry. Oh my god.
I'm not playing this anymore.
Okay. Bill, what do you got?
Blue eyes.
Robert.
Said changes eye color to blue eyes.
Koho.
Their eyes are blue.
Scully.
No, I didn't have it.
Cody.
Do they go blind because their eyes are blue? Because that's what I put.
Tim.
Blue eyes.
I'm so happy you're here.
Legalese.
Blue eyes.
Yeah, I'm pissed at myself. I missed it.
Technically, they are glowing blue eyes, but I'm going to take blue eyes. So. Buster Press takes the lead, 4 points. Staten Island Project 3. The rest of you got 2. Next question. In war, which of the following movie does not take place during World War II? Army of Shadows, Fires on the Plain, or 1970?
There's a joke I'm not going to say, but Robert gets it.
I do. That's why I chuckled. And
Mike, where were you during World War II?
I was in Jamaica.
So can you tell me which ones that Barr wrote? Because I already think he sucks, but I want to make sure I know he wrote this.
Okay, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Koho, what do you got?
1917.
Scully.
1917.
Oh my god, I'm so stupid.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
I'm so stupid.
1917.
God damn it. Ethan.
1917.
God.
I played myself looking for the trick question, so I said all of it.
Bill.
1917.
And Robert.
Our illustrious manager knows it's now 1970.
I feel like Scott just beat us all.
6 to 5, 3 to 3.
Oh, okay.
We move
I've
on.
never been on this side of the chaos.
We move on to directors. Who directed I Heart Huckabees, the screen debut of one Jonah Hill?
Is it a good thing that this movie brought us Jonah Hill?
Yes. Probably the
He
only
died.
good thing.
Everybody seems so confident in this one. I'm afraid. Counting it down. 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mike, call him out.
All right, let's move on to Koho. Fuck.
I got no fucking clue. I said John Lee Hancock.
You're fucking wrong. Scully.
Yeah, exactly.
I said John Landis.
Jesus Christ. Cody.
It's probably some bullshit that I didn't realize, but I put David O. Russell.
God damn. Cody's correct.
That's correct.
Holy shit. Tim.
I had no idea. I said Peyton Reed.
Legalese.
I said Barry Marshall.
Scott.
David O. Russell.
There we go.
Holy
Bill.
shit.
What are me, Cody and Scott, all the nerds or something?
There we
It's David
go.
O. Russell. What the
And
fuck?
Robert.
I didn't know when World War II happened. But,
What that? It says it Russell happened. I don't know what it says.
I missed 1917.
Okay, I think it's 7 to 5 to 4 to 4, right?
Sure.
That sounds about right. I'm not paying attention, though.
Okay, the producer says it's correct. Good shit. Okay. The next one is an animation. In 2006, famous four-pointer question and baseball film Everyone's Hero, what kind of object is voiced by Whoopi Goldberg?
Oh my god.
Oh, that's the meanest shit I've ever seen.
No! God, please, no! 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 Unacceptable!
He's
We
having
may try to jest you.
way too much fun.
I told him he could.
We should get somebody other than Boatman to do.
I did tell him he could use the clips, and then I think he took that like way too personally.
He can do whatever he fucking wants. He's a new producer.
That's fair.
It's gonna be a 7-hour show.
I was about to say we
4,
got 45
3,
minutes, people.
2, 1. Okay. I forgot where we were. Cody.
Baseball bat?
Tim.
I said baseball.
Ethan.
I said baseball bat.
Scott.
Baseball bat?
Bill.
I also said baseball bat.
Robert.
I also just said baseball.
Koho.
She's the baseball bat.
And Scully.
Oh, I said baseball because I don't know.
I'm pretty confident with no.
It was. It was.
I've seen that movie an unreasonable amount of times.
Bat. So everybody who had a bat, you're correct.
Woot.
We move forward
65.
with release dates. Some people think Home Alone 3 was released in 1995. Those people are wrong. When was it actually released?
Mike, how many Home Alone movies do you think there are?
27.
There's 6, and I watched all of them, and it was rough. Weirdly enough, though, the one with Malcolm McDowell is actually funny.
Fair.
Why the fuck was Malcolm McDowell doing a Home Alone sequel?
Who actually thinks it was released in 95? What, just something that's on the internet that people
You never know. You fucking know. Mike, call it out.
All right, let's go. Tim, what do you got?
I said 1997.
Ethan.
I said 1996.
Scott.
I said 1994.
Bill.
I also said 1996.
Robert.
I said 1999.
Pirate Bitch.
I changed it to 1997.
Scully.
I said 97.
And Cody.
This is 2001.
1997 is the correct answer.
Every goddamn time.
Staten Island and Buster Press 8, 2319 and Legalese 6. Okay. The next category is fantasy films quotes. The question is,
I hate this.
Finish the quote.
Good luck.
Hello. 12 words.
What category?
Fantasy film
quotes.
I'll do it again.
Why the
Finish the
f-
quote.
am I wasting fucking...
Hello.
Do I not understand this reference? Am I confused as fuck right now? Everyone else like went to the board, and I feel like I'm missing something.
I'm not even attempting.
I will repeat it once again. Fantasy film quotes. Hello.
Oh
no.
I fucking love the realization of it, Tim.
Yep.
Why'd you have to say it like that?
Yeah, I mean, when you say it like that, that's...
Yeah.
God.
We should all read our answers at the same time.
You think you got it? I don't know.
Cody looks like he may have something.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna wait for Cody and Tim, and then we're gonna flip.
I gotta make sure this is 12 words.
I did the same thing.
Okay, it is.
I'm with Ethan. Let's all say it at once.
You know what? If you all think you got it,
Yeah, if you
flip
all
and
got
say
it, throw your boards
This
up,
is
let's do it.
chaos. All right.
Flip them and get say it.
Hello, my
My
name
name is Enigma. You kill my father. Prepare to die.
Nice work. 10 to 8 to 8. Good shit.
We move on to your final question. Under 2020, what is Dr. Eggman's real name in Sonic the Hedgehog?
Oh.
Have you played Sonic games?
Yes, I have.
You know, when I played it in the 90s in Genesis, this was not Dr. Eggman. They used his name, which is weird. I don't know why now he's an Eggman. I mean, he looked like an egg, I guess. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Ethan always right. Good shit.
You count too fast.
Ethan, what do you got?
Cornelius Egg.
No. Scott.
Steve Eggman.
No. Bill.
Some fucking dork.
True. But no. Robert.
I just said Dr. Robotnik.
Koho.
I also just said Dr. Robotnik.
Scully.
Edward Eggman.
Cody.
I said Robotnik. I didn't put his doctor.
And Tim.
Dr. Eggman.
It is indeed Robotnik. The full name is Dr. Evil Robotnik, but I'm going to be nice and take Robotnik. So, Staten Island Project and Buster Press. After round 1, you're in the lead with 11 points. 23-19, second place with 9 points. Legal East in the rear with 8. Good shit. Round 2, guys, usually is the magic hat.
Who's in
But
first?
this is faction thing. This is like different. This is harder shit.
Yeah.
So it's the deep cut magic hat.
Oh my
Bring
God.
the freaking hat, man. Come on. Okay. We put in this hat 8 movies for deep cut questions. And we're going to ask you 5 questions with multiple choice. Okay. This is going to get a little bit tricky because of the multiple team thing. So I'm going to explain that situation after we decide the category. The movies, some of you might find familiar. Some of you feel like might know them. If you think you cannot, then you fucking change it. But you know the rules. You buy the next paper with a point. If you don't want it, you buy the next one with 2 points, so on and so forth. So, Staten Island Project and Buster Press, you're both in first place. But because fuck the Kingsmen, because they didn't put us in the game, I'm gonna.
That's fair. That's fair.
Fundakum, you want to go first? You want to defer?
Bill, should we go first for the purpose?
I mean, let's just fucking do this.
I kind of feel like we should probably.
Let's break tradition and just.
Yeah.
Let's just step into the train and find out how many body parts we're gonna lose.
Yep.
Okay.
I agree with Bill.
Your funeral. Let's go.
Yeah,
Apparently it will be.
Double price paper, which means if you do not like the paper you pick next, it will cost you 2 points instead of 1.
Please tell me the next one's half price paper.
Yeah. That's possible.
I mean, why not? Let's go.
Come on.
The Lion King, 1994. You want to keep it or you want to move it to another question?
I don't know, Bill. What do you think?
I'm about to spend all my fucking points.
I haven't seen this movie since the fucking 90s, just so we're clear.
Okay. Do you
I don't know.
feel good enough to deep cut it with me?
I'm afraid of what else is in here.
So you just want to do it for the fear and having to pay 2?
Or do we just burn the 2 points and just pray to God we get something?
I'm gonna burn down someone's fucking house.
I leave it to you, Bill, because I'm fine with this.
If you're fine with this, let's go.
All right, fine. We'll take it.
Put the hat in the back. Put the hat in the back. Okay. This is how we do these fields, guys. Pay attention.
Okay.
Everybody has their whiteboards, right?
Yeah.
Since obviously you cannot confer on the steals, everybody writes it. If somebody misses the question, I will ask each team which one wants to submit their answer. You can talk out like, hey, I feel confident. You feel confident? Whatever. I'll take it. And then that person is the only answer I'll take for the steal. You get it?
Yeah.
Good shit. Okay. Mike, you want to do Lion King or should I?
You do it. Fuck it.
Okay. Let me go to the thingy. Lion King. Here we go. Okay. Fundakum, you ready?
Oh, yeah. Okay, I forget that's what you call us. Okay, that's fine. Yeah.
No, first. Oh, so it's only 5 questions this time, guys, because it's fucking long. What can Simba just wait to be?
King?
It's King. Yeah.
King final answer?
For 2 points.
Yeah.
I'm having a great time.
I'm sorry.
Question number 2. The elephant graveyard is beyond which directional border?
Fuck your mother, what? Wait, we got multiple choice, right?
We can.
Yes.
I assume you want to do this because I don't remember offhand.
Fuck, I don't know what any of those words mean together.
It means is it north, south, east, or west is what it means.
Oh, well, fucking Christ.
I think we should multiple choice because I don't remember offhand.
I don't remember either, so give us the directions. Let's go.
Yeah, give us the directions, please.
Multiple choice.
Yeah.
Northern border, eastern border, southern border, and western border.
Pick a direction. I have no idea. Let's go south.
I was gonna say west.
Cool. Let's go with that.
All right, western border. Final answer.
For the steal, I'm gonna ask 2319. Who wants to submit the answer?
Just write one code. If you think you know it, write it.
Skelly.
What?
You.
I'll submit it.
How do you feel?
Okay, it's Cody. Legalese.
I think I have.
Then you take it. I really have no clue.
Fucking traitors.
Oh, I will.
Scully. Okay, you already have it? Cody, what do you have?
I put the east border.
Scott.
Eastern.
Scully.
East.
You're all wrong. It's north.
Oh, okay then.
That was my last.
Okay.
That was not one of my guesses, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Question number 3. What is the name of Simba's mother?
Sorabi.
Sure. That's the word you said. Let's go with it.
Sorabi. Final answer.
2 points.
Didn't even quote it. What are we doing here?
Question 4. Who voices Rafiki?
Fucking damn it.
Who the fuck's that?
It's the baboon. And
I have no earthly idea.
Yeah, I knew this at one time in my life, but it's not.
Well, let's go
today.
multiple choice. Let's hear the
multiple
fucking
choice.
names. Let's do it. Yeah.
Multiple choice. A. James Earl Jones. B. James Avery. C. Kevin Michael Richardson. D. Robert Guillaume.
You mean Robert Guillaume?
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that's what the answer.
I actually think that's it.
That's it. It's not the other.
Okay. It's fucking Benson because Benson rules. Let's do it.
Say it, Bill.
Robert Guillaume, final answer.
Thanks for pronouncing it correctly and get a point.
Yeah, we do. But Benson, I remember. That's fucking great. All right.
And the last question. What does Scar sing to the hyenas that they need to do?
Be prepared.
I mean, I was too busy fucking women in high school, so I didn't watch movies, so it's fine. Let's go with it.
Be prepared. Final answer.
For 2 points.
Cool. All right.
After round 2, they have 18 points. Pause the press. Bring back the hat.
Wow. Cody is done with life at this point.
I feel so much pain for Cody right now.
All right, please tell me that Cody gets the movie I put in the hat of a human centipede. Please tell me that happens. I did not put the human centipede.
Staten Island, you want to go or you want to defer?
You want to just go, Scully?
Well, let's just fucking go.
Let's just go.
I like it.
Okay. You get
Lose all your points.
Mean Girls.
This would be all you. I cannot deep cut Mean Girls.
It's been a couple years.
Do you want to just buy another one?
I say we just buy another one.
We'll buy another one. I feel Cody is in pain anyway.
Okay. You are down to 10 points.
Okay.
And you get a point.
You get the point back. Cool. That's sick. Thank you. Thanks, Hat.
Pirates of the
What the fuck?
I so hope you missed questions. I so hope you did.
You think that Mike and Nazario actually wrote deep cut questions about these movies? No, they fucking did. Let's go.
Okay. Mike.
Yeah, what the fuck is even happening right now?
This is the best belated birthday gift of all time.
Are you guys ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Question 1. What event is happening when Beckett arrives with arrest warrants at the beginning of the movie?
Will and
Elizabeth's wedding. Yeah, Will and Elizabeth's wedding. Final answer.
That's
not even gonna write.
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna take a nap. Let me know when you're done.
Question 2. How many souls does Jones agree to release Jack for?
So here it's to release Jack is 100. It's 100 souls, but he needs 99 more because Will counts towards it, so it's 100.
Yeah, it's 100.
How many souls is my soul worth? 100 souls.
Yeah, 100 souls.
100 souls. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Why don't you just fucking do the math? Like
I just need to make sure I do the math.
Son of a bitch.
Question 3.
These guys are idiots.
Davy Jones's heart is located in what type of chest?
Dead man's
Dead man's chest. A dead man's chest. Final answer.
That is correct for another 2 points.
Oh my god!
Question 4. Norrington gives Beckett Jones's heart and what at the end of the film?
The letters of Mark.
Yep.
The letters of Mark. Final answer.
That is correct for another 2 points. And your final question. Bootstrap Bill Turner is the father of whom?
Will Turner. Final answer.
That is correct for another 2 points.
Oh, we better get Monsters Inc. or I'm gonna.
I hope you do.
I'm willing to spend the entire bank account until we're both happy with whatever. I didn't know that 1917 wasn't a part of World War II. So.
Oh my God. Next is 2319. Here we go.
Let's go.
Oh, you want to defer or you want to go?
No, we'll go.
Let's go.
Come on, sorority babes in the slime ball ballorama.
No.
Come on.
I hope it's Monsters Inc. You guys deserve it.
There you go. Didn't even have to spend one.
But
yet.
we had to
That's
pay
not bad.
double? What the fuck, man?
So let's see what happens if you don't like the movie.
I don't care.
They're gonna get bonus point again. They're gonna win because they only get bonus point.
Said.
Hey, I think we should respin.
They said it. Do it.
No, we'll play it.
This is the greatest fucking video we've ever put on this channel.
I'm just gonna take a nap because there's no need for me.
Okay.
Holy shit.
Put it back. They don't want to respin it. It's fine.
God damn it.
Mike, I assume I take this.
Yeah, you take it. You're animated, man. Go ahead.
Okay.
Shit.
Ironically, though, I didn't write this, so don't get pissed at me.
Oh no.
If I get the deeper of all of them, yeah, watch it happen.
First question: what does the CDA stand for?
The Child Detection Agency, right?
Yeah. Final answer.
2 points. Question 2. What Toy Story toy does Boo show Sully in her bedroom?
It's Jesse.
Jesse, final answer.
2 points. Question 3. What flavor of snow cone does the Yeti offer Mike and Sully?
Lemon.
Lemon. Final answer.
Oh, no, worry. It's lemon.
I thought it was fish, but yeah, it's lemon.
Welcome to the
Once you pick up the yak hairs, it's very nutritious.
Question number 4. What is the name of the organization Mike and Sully work for?
I think it's Monsters Incorporated.
I think you're right. You want to use another repeat? No, I think we're good. I want to shoot for her too. Monsters Incorporated. Final answer.
2 points. And your final question: which scent of odorant does Mike borrow from Sully?
So you got old downstairs. How about Wet Dog? Yeah, stink it up. I think it's Wet Dog.
Wet Dog. Final answer.
For 2 points.
By the way, it's a little deeper than who's Bill Turner.
Yeah, a little bit.
Or
And
Man's Chest.
kid, you're tied with Staten Island Project at 21.
We got
right?
2 bonus points and
Oh yeah, the bonus points. Makes sense.
God
Break
only knows
that!
what we're gonna get now.
It's gonna be fucking like Mandy or something.
Legally,
Yeah.
for the women.
Imagine.
Nightbreed, please.
Nightbreed, yeah, give me Mandy or
Come
Nightbreed.
Come on,
I
here comes
forgot-
the light. Come
I
on, let's
forgot
get
to
the light.
remove. I forgot to remove the ones at the movie, so let's see what happens.
I'm waiting for Tammy the T-Rex to show up.
Pulp Fiction.
What the fuck?
I feel like we
You
should take
took
that,
Lion
Scott.
King,
Yeah, definitely.
a musical and animated, Bill.
It was like my nightmare incarnate.
That's 7.
You guys are gonna take it.
Oh yeah, we're taking.
We're taking it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my
Had
god.
I known,
Maybe
though, we
give
would have
some
just
bonus
deferred
points.
the whole way.
Are you guys ready?
Never
Wait,
go
Mike,
first on something different.
Just so they know, since we are locked down, the 8 movies in the hat were Bill and Ted Bogus Journey, The Dark Knight, Monsters Inc., Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest, Pulp Fiction, The Lion King, Mean Girls, and Terminator 2.
What the fuck? Come on!
No, you literally got like the one. You got the one, man.
Son of a fuck!
Here we go. Question 1. What does Jules say that Antoine did to Mia that made Marcellus Wallace attack him?
Gave her a foot
Foot
rub.
massage, right?
Yeah, a foot massage. Yeah.
Yeah, final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. Question 2. Do they speak English and what?
So I think the answer might be what?
I don't remember. I guess.
Because I'm trying to think what he says in response to when the question is asked.
I feel like probably. You want to go?
We
for
need to
it?
go for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What? Final answer.
Correct for 2 points.
Say what more? One more.
Question 3. What does Jimmy tell the wolf that Jules and Vincent look like when they put on their clothes after getting hosed down?
Oh, come on.
I can get it on multiple, but I can't think of it off the top of my head.
Yeah, I think I would also know it on multiple.
Multiple.
Multiple choice? Okay. A, dorks. B, idiots. C, nerds. D, galoombas.
Idiots, maybe?
I feel like it's dorks or nerds.
Okay.
I kind of think it's nerds.
Go with your gut.
All right, nerds. Final answer.
For the steal.
Everybody write it down.
You want to take it? All right.
Oh, you want to take it, or do you want me to take it?
Let me know when you guys are ready, and I'll ask.
Scully, you got it then.
I didn't get.
It's 50-50.
You take it.
Scully's taking it.
Bill's taking it for us.
Bill and
Cody.
Cody.
Okay. Cody, what do you got?
I said dorks.
Hey, Bill
Dorks. They look like a couple of dorks.
and Scully.
I said idiots. Fuck.
Dorks is correct for the
correct.
1 point.
The steal. This there. Okay.
We move on to question 4. What kind of food does Butch prepare in his kitchen when he finds Vincent?
Pop-Tarts. Final answer.
That is correct for 2 points. And Boat, we're switching 5 and 6.
Okay.
So question 5. Come on, Yolanda. What's Fonzie like?
He's cool. Right, Scott?
Yeah. Yeah,
Cool
that's
final
cool.
answer.
That is correct for 2 points.
Correct, Mundo.
So after round 2, 23-19 is in the lead with 22 points, followed closely by the Staten Island Project with 21, Foster's Press with 19, and Legally is in the rear with 16. But fear not, because the next round is the bonus round, the multiplier. How is it? This is how it's going to work. I'm going to say a thing, and you're going to write as many things as you can of that thing in the allotted time. And I'm going to get an actual timer for this. I'm going to get a timer because, this has to be a real shit. Here we go. Okay. This is the thing, though. Just write whatever comes to your mind. The more you got, the more chances you have to get some points. But anything repeated between the teammates, no points.
Oh no.
For example, I say James Bond movies, and you two put GoldenEye. GoldenEye doesn't add a point because you both put it. So try to put things the other might not put, something like it.
Scully, let me take anything easy.
Okay. The first question and 30 seconds, once I say time, is Disney Animation Studio films. There are a lot of them, so go! 30 seconds, counting. Only Disney Animation Studios, none of that Pixar shit, none of that Disney Toon shit. Mike, how many could you get in 30 seconds?
I lost count. Fuck it.
I mean, fair.
I can get -2.
Okay, rounding up in 5, 4, 3.
That was not 30 seconds.
2, 1, stop. It is. Here's my timer. You can wait. Shit. Everybody, pens down. I don't like the implication, so here is the fucking time. Then 30 seconds and 19 whatever. Okay. Let's start with 2319. You both flip it and let's figure it out.
All right, Lion King, Black Cauldron, Oliver and Company, Pinocchio, and Snow White.
And I did Make Mine Music, Melody Time, Encanto, Fun and Fancy Free, Fantasia.
Do they have no repeats?
No repeats.
None.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Okay, how many is 5 and what?
5 and 5, I think, right?
Yeah,
Or did you
10
get
points.
6?
Okay, what do you got in legalese?
I've got 2 of them.
And what do you got, Scott?
Good shit.
I got The Sword in the Stone, Moana, Zootopia, and Frozen.
That's 6 points total for legalese. Fundaku. What do you got?
Doesn't count, though, does it?
I wrote The Fox and the Hound, Black Cauldron, The Rescuers, Princess and the Frog, and Dumbo.
Said Aladdin, Lady and the Tramp, Beauty and the Beast, The Little Mermaid, and Mulan.
No repeats, right?
No repeats.
No.
I'm worried Scully and I both wrote all the weird obscure ones.
10 points? 10 points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
10 points for Buster Press.
Good shit.
And, okay, Koho and Scully.
Treasure Planet, Ichabod, Mr. Toad, Ryan, Last Dragon, Fantasia 2000, Dinosaur, Home on the Range, Tangled.
Oh, thank fucking Christ.
It's The Adventures of Ichabod and Mr. Toad.
Okay.
What do you got, Scully?
Peter Pan, Sleeping Beauty, 101 Dalmatians, The Rescuers, Rescuers Down Under, Dumbo, Robin Hood, and Pocahontas.
No
Good shit,
repeats?
Scully.
God
Good shit,
damn.
How many total? Can you count it?
I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I have 8.
That's 15. Shit, okay.
Can't write that fast.
That's what it is.
Sorry.
Okay.
That is what it is.
Second question on the multiplier. Mike, you give him the next question, and it's 20 seconds when I say time.
Okay, the next question is Hack the Planet!
Hack the planet! Hack the planet! Matthew Lillard movies. Go! 20 seconds.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, right.
Mike, how many Matthew Lillard movies have you watched?
Let's see. Yeah. About 15. Looking like.
Shit. There's a lot to pick from them.
Oh yeah.
And time. Pens down.
Sorry, Cody.
Pens down. Everybody. Okay.
Yeah, I just erased my half a word.
Mike,
Yeah.
All right.
Mike,
Ethan.
please check the answers because I cannot read my thing.
Okay.
So,
Ethan,
I got
let's see what we got.
Scream, Scooby-Doo, SLC Punk, Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed.
And Scott?
Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo 2, Scream, and The Descendants.
Okay, so that's 1. Oh wait, hold up your board
that's
again.
2
Ethan.
repeats, right?
1.
Two
Yeah.
repeats?
1, 2.
Three repeats.
Yeah. So they got 2 points.
Oh shit, 3 repeats.
They got 2
So
points.
one, that's
total.
4 points.
We're so fucked.
Yeah.
4 points. Okay.
Okay, Bill and Robert. What do you guys
I
got?
wrote SLC Punk and Scooby-Doo 2.
Oh, sweet. I said Scooby-Doo, Flight Commander, Summer Catch, and 13 Ghosts.
Holy shit!
fuck.
Really? Wow.
Holy
That's
shit.
6 points. That's 6 points.
Yep.
So,
Good job.
Good shit, guys.
Okay, I'm fucking sure.
Koho.
I have.
What do you got?
I have Screams, Scooby-Doo, Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, Hackers, and The Descendants.
How do you guys write this fucking fast?
Scully, what do you got?
So I only said Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed, so we only get 1 repeat.
So that's 4 points.
And Cody and Tim.
I just
He
have
might not
Scooby-
even be.
I just have Scooby Doo's. Sorry.
No, I erased those 2 because I knew we'd have duplicates, so I put Without a Paddle and Scream.
Oh, without
That's 4 points.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Right before the buzzer stopped, I erased Scooby-Doo 2 because I figured you'd
I was
have
gonna write
those
Scream.
two.
Didn't have enough time.
Okay. And the last question for the multiplier bonus round is for 15 seconds.
Jesus fuck.
Well,
Wait, where's the timer? Shit. Oh, here it is. For 15 seconds, list Attack of the Killer Tomato films. Go!
Scott started before, just like, you know.
You
Give
know
him
what?
an
We need
extra
the
2
advantage.
seconds.
Mike, have you ever been attacked by a killer tomato?
Yeah, last night.
You know, fuck it. I'm going to give you a couple of extra seconds. Go. Keep going. I'll let you know.
Why can't I remember any of the goddamn sequels?
Okay, that's it. 20 seconds. I gave you. So. Okay. This is there's only 4 films, so let's hope you got them and no repeats. Legalese, what do you got?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes 2.
Yeah, that's not the name.
I realized
Nice try.
I realized I shouldn't have written the first one now because I knew Ethan would know it. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and Revenge of the Killer Tomatoes.
No, you didn't. Oh shit! You get no points because Revenge is not one, and you repeated the attack one. So.
Oh, I thought it was one. I could have sworn it was one.
No. Bill, what do you got?
All I can remember was Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and Return of the Killer Tomatoes.
And Robert?
I mean, I didn't know. I wrote Attack of the Killer Tomatoes and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes too. I didn't fuck.
Bill gets a point.
Yay!
For
Watching horse shit movies pays off every once in a
Return.
while.
Yep.
Go. What do you got?
Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes 2, and Attack of the Killer Tomatoes 3.
Golly.
The
And
strategy.
I didn't write anything.
Smart idea.
So you get 1 point. Cody, what do you got?
Hoping Tim wrote Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, I put Attack of the Killer Tomatoes 3.
I did write Attack of the Killer Tomatoes.
Okay, you get a point too. The
So
answers
better.
were Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, Return of the Killer Tomatoes, Killer Tomatoes Strike Back, and the Killer Tomatoes Eat Fronts.
Oh.
That's right.
Wait, what did
Well,
they
you know
use?
what? I know what 4 movies I'm gonna buy after this.
Yep.
Yeah, for real.
After the bonus round, Staten Island Project is in the first place with 41 points, followed closely by 2319 in 37. Buster Express has 36 and Legalese 26. And now we're going to the final round. At a format you have not tried before because you don't speak
So,
Spanish.
Fucking hell.
Movie League is a Spanish league where I play trivia, and they have a format for the final round where you get all whiteboard, so everybody gets the same question. And it's 4 questions. 1, the answer is a number. 2, it's a quote question. The 3rd one, you get clues, and you have to guess the movie, and you get an impossible question. And the impossible question is going to be worth 8 points. So, get ready.
Uh-oh.
Mike?
I love this team's match.
I'll do 1 and 3, so you get the impossible question.
You bet. Mike, you start with the number question. This one is worth 2 points for every correct answer. Everybody has to put it in the whiteboard. That's right.
Here
It's
we
a
go.
number. Remember, the answer is a number.
In Point Break, when FBI agent Angelo Pappas sends Johnny Utah for meatball subs, how many does he ask for?
I actually think it's pretty clear that the answer is a number, Mike. I don't know why I insisted on repeating that so much. I mean, no one is gonna say like car. You know.
That happened to me once, though. I was asked to name a mode of transportation. I said wooden.
Fair.
Very descriptive.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Call him out.
Cody, what do you got?
3.
Tim.
I said 4.
Ethan.
2. Utah. Give me 2.
Scott.
No, I said 7.
Bill.
I erased 3. I erased 2 and wrote 3. God damn it.
Robert.
Yeah, 2, Utah.
Koho.
It's like all I know about this movie too.
And Scully.
I said 4.
2 is correct.
Good job, Ethan.
Okay, so yeah. Second question is gonna be for 3 points.
3 big ones.
It's quote based. Name the film, the actor, and the character from the quote. We really shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wang? Since I'm gonna be nice, I'm gonna say everything is worth 1 point. So if you get the actor, the movie, or the character, whatever, I'll give you a point per. Let's see what happens there. Mike,
no.
Yes.
You wanna repeat it?
Yeah. Name the film, the actor, and the character name from the quote. We really shook the pillars of heaven, didn't we, Wang?
And 5. 4.
Do I got to repeat or?
Sure. I won't repeat it again because it's written in the bottom there, but I'll give you some time.
Yeah.
And besides, it feels weird when I say Wang.
This is so wrong. I don't
You
even
keep saying it wrong. You keep saying it wrong. It's Huang. You gotta put some oomph in it. Huang.
Huang.
You gotta say it like that. Huang. There you go.
Okay. 5,
All right.
4, 3, 2, Huang. Pens up. Bill, what do you have?
I hope I got it right. I wrote Big Trouble in Little China, Kurt Russell, Jack Burton.
Robert.
Sorry, Bill. I said the Goonies, Mikey, Sean Astin. I had no fucking clue.
Go.
I knew Big Trouble in Little China and Kurt Russell, but I don't know his character name, so I said Trucker Joe.
Trucker Joe.
Sorry.
I don't know. I just said Caddyshack, Rodney Dangerfield, and his character.
I love mine more because I forgot who's hosting this. I put Shanghai Noon and Owen
Tim.
Big Trouble in Little China, Kurt Russell.
Okay, 2 points.
Proud of you.
Once I realized who was hosting this.
Ethan.
Big Trouble in Little China, Kurt Russell, Jack Burton.
I didn't get it.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Mike thought it was easy. I don't know what he thinking.
Of course, Mike thought it was easy.
The third question, I'm going to read a set of clues. You have to piece it together and tell me which movie I'm talking about. So the clues for this one are... Where's the screen? Put it in the screen. Okay. 2006, 2008, Kevin Smith.
Oh my God, Jesus fucking Christ.
Amnesia, Porn Star, Fluid Karma, and SUV 6.
There's 2 years in the question.
Having shit-tasted cinema
There's a reason there's 2
officially
years.
pays off.
Okay.
Nazario.
By the way,
had
you scored 3
SUV
points.
sex?
Oh my God, this fucking movie.
No,
Why not?
because I'm not an SUV. And I
Oh,
don't fuck
Jesus
cars.
God. Why did I watch this fucking film?
I think Bill's seen it.
I have seen it.
I think
yeah.
so too.
I'm not sure about that one, Tim.
Garbage, Tim. Of course I've seen it. It's like my thing.
That's
He
fair.
watched it because one day it would pay off and giving him 3 points.
If I'm the only person that gets 3 points, I'd fucking quit
5,
life.
4, 3, 2.
I just hate Kevin
1.
Smith.
You know what? I want to start with Robert Kastner. I'm gonna leave Bill for last.
All right.
Robert.
I didn't fucking know. I said Zach and Miri make a porno.
No. Koho.
I also said Zach and Miri make a porno.
Colin.
Is this sex drive?
No.
Oh,
Cody.
Zach and Miri make a porno?
Zim.
Is this Red State?
No.
Damn it.
Legalese, let's go with Ethan.
Definitely Zach and Miro make a porno.
Scott.
I said the Lindsay Lohan film, I Know Who Killed Me.
And Mr. 3 points.
Fucking
What do you got?
Christ, guys. It's the cinematic disaster that is Southland Tales.
Oh.
That is correct.
Oh, yeah.
Cody's
The
face
movie
says it
was
all.
released in
Of course.
2006. It takes place in 2008. Kevin Smith and Christopher Lambert appear in the movie. The main character has amnesia. He joins a porn star. They talk about fluid karma, and in one scene, 2
An
cars have
SUV has sex with another SUV, yes. From
I'll
the
make that
director
on
of
my
Johnny
list, and I'm
Darko,
not
ladies
watching
and
it,
gentlemen.
so.
Sounds like a romp.
Okay.
Yeah.
The final question.
Of course I got that fucking right.
The final question is worth 8 points. So let me see. Yeah. Technically, everybody's still in it.
Yes.
You can get up to 16 points if you know the answer. It's not gonna be easy though. That's 3 vote. 3. Yeah, only 3 points that Bill got. Okay. Mike, give him the question.
Okay, here we go. What is the last name of the family who owns manure hauling business in Hill Valley during the entire
Oh my
series? of
God.
Back
I
to
wish
the
I
Future?
paid attention.
Look at Cody. Cody
Uh-oh.
is redeemed.
I'm
Cody
with
is fucking
Koho.
redeemed.
I wish I paid attention to Nazario's bullshit.
I went to the movie to find this out for the group, so thank
Fuck.
you. I can't beat them though, right? We can't come up first
Fuck.
with this.
No,
If I
we
get it
can
right.
with 8
If
points.
they miss,
If they miss,
Congrats, you're about to win because I don't fucking know it.
Oh.
We all
See,
bitched
I'm being
about it, and I
nice.
looked it up.
No, I know. Who was asked this?
Amara.
I think it was the last question on the geek.
Yeah, it was. You're right.
Oh,
Title
right,
shot in
yeah.
this mode. They thought it was a 5. I'm giving you 8. I don't know. Okay.
Looking at it, it's definitely
Everybody has a guess.
12.
I have nothing. I'm not even gonna attempt.
Okay, Tim doesn't have shit. I'm gonna go low here. Scott, what do you got?
Yeah, I got nothing.
Robert.
I forgot. I didn't remember. I said Morton, but that's not right.
Scully.
I'm politely asking you to set me on fire.
I said Cooper. I don't know.
Bill.
Jones.
Ethan.
Crabapple.
And Cody.
It's Jones.
Jones is correct.
Fucking did not.
Good shit, Cody.
What?
job.
Put the final score in the message to see if it's correct. I have a score for. I don't know. Where's my producer?
He died.
Okay.
My sister's
I'm gonna
fiance wants to
assume
punch
my
Harloff in the
score-
dick.
I'm gonna assume
Thank you,
my
Bo.
score is correct. Fuck it.
He's doing math.
In the last place, Club Dread, legally.
Monday's finest.
You drag in and you got 31 points.
This was
Respectable.
not something different.
That's a high score.
Kinda respectable, I guess. In third place, yes. In third place, the fucking traitors of the Kingsmen
Fair.
with 45 points. Staten Island Project. In second place, the First Order, 2319, with 47 points. And your winners.
If we won by 48 and Southland Tales won us this fucking thing.
It did.
And your winners, Buster Press for Fundacum with 52 points.
Bill. That was all you, Bill.
Good.
And we're done.
We did
That
it.
was fun, wasn't it?
Okay.
That was something
A
different.
barrel of laughs.
It was.
It was
Okay.
Can't believe
I
Southland
enjoyed
Tales
it.
finally paid off in life.
Fun was had by all, maybe not Scully. Bill and Robert, you won. How do you feel?
Robert, how you doing?
I feel lucky that Bill watches shit cinema for the benefit of us all. So thank you,
it's
Bill.
for no one's benefit, and it is just maybe a shell of a human being. So,
Well, you're an angelic shell. I will say that.
Ethan and Scott, you sucked. What happened?
Well,
It was Monday.
We sucked. So,
It was Monday. That's what happened.
the Mondays.
sounds like someone's got a case of the Mondays.
We definitely do.
And the other ones, you were in the middle, so nobody cares. That's it. Thanks for watching Multiplex final event, final thing of the year. 2021 is over. Come back next season. We might be here. Might not.
Or we
be.
might not. Fuck it.
Mike, anything else to wrap this shit?
Go fuck
Buy
yourself.
their shit. Buy their shit.
Buy our shit. Bye.
Lady, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to leave the store.
They're driving me crazy!
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
No ticket.
Michelob Ultra Tuscan Orange Grapefruit. My God, America is imploding.
Another year, another season of Fanzone. Here we are. It's debate time. Another season has passed. We're here at the end. Lots of crazy shit happened this year. We had a tournament with 16 people. That was a little bit wild. The belt exchanged hands. Nazario is here now with a manager, which makes no sense to me. But it is what it is. We're here for the final event, the final act. We've got Kirk Kolakowski, the current champion, winning the belt from Jacoby Bancroft earlier this year, is going up against Nazario Montenegro. Very exciting stuff. Cody, you are here. How are you feeling about Kirk versus Nazario?
Kirk versus Nazario is probably the most unprepared versus prepared fight that we'll see all year long, and that's probably exactly how both players want it, because Nazario will make Kirk think of things that he never thought of before, and Nazario will probably call Kirk a nerd at some point down the line. But this season's been really great. Kirk emerged out of that tournament. I knew when he lost early the previous year where he was going to go, and he made it clear against Jacoby, which I thought Jacoby beat you, so I thought Jacoby was going to have the belt for a long time, and then Kirk's actually, and then Kirk just knows some shit that a lot of people don't like or a lot of people don't know as well, so he's able to attack those certain things. So we'll see how much Nazario prepped. We'll see how this title goes, but if Nazario comes in with some knowledge on the subject, this should be close.
Yeah, absolutely. Brooklyn, you're also here as the third judge. Thank you for being here tonight, Brooklyn. What do you think about the matchup, Kirk versus Nazario?
This year is really good. Nazario has been kind of a gatekeeper of debate in general. Has always been his record doesn't reflect his performance overall. I know he's had a couple of huge losses in his career. But yeah, and then I think Cody's kind of hit it on the head. Kirk is a prepared motherfucker. And these guys especially will conflict back and forth, because I know Nazario is also like Koho and likes to get under people's skin and is pretty good at doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's start by bringing in the challenger and his manager, Nazario and Mike. Nazario, why did you once again bring a manager to a debate match? We don't have those here. But this is, I think, if I'm not mistaken, your first multiplex title shot. How are you feeling about the match?
He's gonna lose.
I am probably gonna lose. Yeah.
I mean, but hey, you got Brooklyn who called you the gatekeeper, and he called Kirk a motherfucker. So you got one judge on your side. It's good time.
The man keeps it real, and I respect him for it. Every time I assume I might have to win or I have a shot, he's like, "Fuck you, you suck." Brings me down. I need that. I need to be level to lose.
I also sent all three of these guys $50 each to make sure that they vote against you.
Well,
50 American or Canadian?
That's a fact.
Canadian for you.
Okay,
A lot more money for you.
$20.
All right. Well, that sounds like a good stopping point. Let's bring in Kirk, the current champion, Kirk. You won the title at Mayhem at the Multiplex earlier this year against Jacoby in one of my favorite matches we have ever produced here at Fanzone or Nerdgasm or whatever. It was one of my favorites. You sent Jacoby a book because of it. Kirk, you're now playing Nazario. How do you feel about this?
Do we have any John Cazale questions tonight?
We do not.
Oh, okay. No, I felt great about playing Nazario. Well, I mean, a couple different ways. Like, I felt great in that, like, it's going to be a good match. It's going to be competitive. I feel bad because, like, I just want to go 4-0, get out of here, go to bed early. Nazario's probably not going to let me do that because he's a guy who knows how to talk. He's smart, and he has that combination of knowledge and ability to BS, and that's always scary. He definitely earned his way here. He beat some pretty tough competitors. So, yeah, I'm not at all taking him lightly. Mike has completely jinxed me by saying that Nazario is going to lose. I know that's the psychological factor he's played here. I'm not falling for it. But yeah, should be a good match.
All right. Well, we're going to get right into it. This is how the show is going to work. This is a title match. So there are 5 prepped questions that the players have gotten ready for in the world of Warzone and Fandom. Each question, they are going to get a 1-minute opening, followed by a 5-minute freeform debate, followed by a 1-minute closing. The first player to 4 tonight will be the winner. If we make it through all 5 prep questions and we don't have a winner yet, we will move on to a bonus round. We'll explain the rules for that when we get there. So, gentlemen, are there any questions as we get into the match?
No.
All right. Well, then let's fight. Please submit your scenes of new fights for me to put into this little section next year. Okay, so gentlemen, we are going to get kicked off right away with your first question. It is in the category of directors. Your question is, what is the best performance in a John Cassavetes film? So, Kirk, you drafted this category. You're going to get to go first. You have 1 minute to start your argument. When you start talking, I will come in and give you a 10-second warning when the time comes.
When you talk about John Cassavetes, it's appropriate to, and the greatest performance in one of his movies, it's appropriate to talk about his wife, his muse, the great Gina Rollins. And I chose her performance in the film Gloria. This is a film where she just creates an amazing character with an amazing arc, maybe the strongest character in any Cassavetes film, but it's such a strong performance where she is very much on her own throughout the movie. She's really the only adult main character in it. She's playing off herself and a child for most of the time. But it's just a very subtle, nuanced performance where she gives you so much. She takes that character so many different places, and she expresses, so much emotion, so much change, so much growth as a person. You see that through her performance. So I definitely think this is the best performance that John Cassavetes has ever directed. Gina Rollins, Gloria.
Time. All right. We'll move on to... Sorry. We'll get a 1-minute opening when he starts talking.
I agree that Gina Rollins is great when directed by John Cassavetes, but I think the right movie for this is A Woman Under the Influence, a movie where she performs a person that is outside of the spectrum of normalcy that we have come to know mentally. She is definitely not a kid in her mind. She's an adult, but she has flights of whimsy. She is a person that cannot center. She's a person that cannot concentrate on one thing. She just wants to feel happy, and she doesn't really understand how to manage the emotions to make her happy. So she does whatever she feels like, sometimes things that she's not supposed to. It's a very layered performance. It shows her at her most vulnerable with her family, who also it's Peter Falk is great. It's a blue-collar family that are not mentally equipped to deal with a person in the spectrum. and how she portrays the time she has to deal with them and the time she gets to herself is brilliant.
All right. 5-minute freeform. When one of you starts talking, do not speak over each other, or I will come and beat you with a stick. Have fun.
I think it's very subtle, the thing she does in the movie, A Woman Under the Influence, because she has to be both a mother that shows that she loves her children, but sometimes when the kids overwhelm her, she cannot manage them mentally. And she has to find a way to act like she's letting them know she loves them, but she needs a break. There's a scene when she returns from the mental institute where she has to tell her kids that she cannot hug him right now. That is heartbreaking. This has levels of different layers of performance, and it's amazing.
See, I disagree with you. I think there's a very severe lack of subtlety in her performance, a lack of layers. You said yourself, the character does whatever she wants, and that makes for a very easy performance. I mean, if you look at this, it's really what she's doing is she's just taking every page out of the mental illness performance 101 playbook. She does the childlike stuff. She makes the noises and the gestures. It's a very easy performance. And now when you talk about layers, like my performance, my character has a very strong arc. She goes from being very much a independent woman who doesn't want to be bothered, doesn't want to be bogged down, doesn't care about anybody else, to slowly falling in love with this child and protecting this child. And you see that through all that. It's not a big showy performance, but it definitely, you see the emotion, you see the change in the scene where she has to go up against the gangsters, where she's at first prepared to leave this kid alone and basically leave him to the whoever. And then she realizes, no, I have to take care of him. And she stands up to these people. There's a lot of scenes like that throughout this movie where she's slowly learning, and only somebody like Gina Rollins is going to give you that subtlety of that change that you don't get in this movie.
Saying that it's a show easy performance, that's just nonsense. She has a deep connection to this character, and she's not doing whatever she wants at all times. She's trying to be a mother. She's trying to hold her family together. She just doesn't have the mental capacity to be the adult that they expect her to be in a 1970s film. She has this thing where she prepares a birthday party that all the kids love her. She's doing that with them, whatever they want. And even if they want to get changing clothes and get dressed up, another adult who is on a different level mentally is like, wow, why are the kids naked? Because he misinterprets the movie. Doesn't mean that she's not doing something that they are enjoying or something very innocent, because that's where her mind took her. But she's also showing that she can play with the kids at the same time that she can deal with her husband, who's a blue-collar man that just doesn't understand her. Your performance is actually very normal. I mean, you say it's subtle. I think it's easy, because she doesn't really have to deal with anything outside the norm. Movies where women have been involved with the mob before and they have to find life out of it, Married to the Mob. Michelle Pfeiffer, great shit. Did it better than Gina Rollins in this one. And having to deal with a kid,
I know. I was going to say, you're talking about the story and the character. Those are all interesting, but her performance doesn't really add anything to that. Her performance is very much, oh, I'm crazy. Look at me. I'm talking like a kid. I'm making noises. That's literally her whole performance. You keep talking about how she interacts with these other characters. I really think, notice in your opening, you talked about Peter Falk. You talked about other cast members. Peter Falk is really the MVP of these movies. He's doing the heavy lifting. Peter Falk is the one. If you watch her alone and with these kids, her performance borderlines on comic. It's not until you see Peter Falk and his reaction and him dealing with this woman he loves and remembering who she was and mourning what she's become, because she's no longer the person he falls in love with, but still loving her, and the weight of that's the strong performance of this movie. He's doing all the work.
If you want to talk about carrying a movie, the kid Phil is the one that carries the movie Gloria, because he's the one that doesn't want to be with her. He's the one that doesn't want to be with a woman that he just happened to be there for because his family's dead, and she has to take him. She has to take him to keep him alive, and he doesn't understand. At the beginning, he wants to be all suave and portray like he's a cool guy. Yeah, you're gonna be with me because I'm hot and stuff. No, it's just a kid.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a kid. You ask any professional actor, well, the hardest thing to do is work with a kid, and that's what she's doing this entire movie. She is the only adult in this movie, and she's playing off this child. And yeah, his performance is good because she brings that out of him, and it's the connection they have with each other. is what makes his performance solid. But he is definitely not the star of the movie. It's her
Nah,
doing
that's
all the work,
very convenient.
doing all the heavy
Bro,
lifting.
when her performance is good, it's because the kid is good. She's taken out of him. Oh, but when Peter Falk is good, it's because he's carrying her. That doesn't make any sense. You're just taking whatever you feel like doing. You want to see somebody dealing with a kid, and that is a completely weird kid, and they have to like learn to adjust to them. Rose Byrne in Instant Family is great. 1,000 times better than Gina Rollins in Glory.
You keep bringing up these other movies. You're not talking about how they're better than mine, though.
Time.
I'm saying they're better.
I'm saying they're better. Strike it from the record. Nazario, we will start with you. You have 1 minute to close your argument when you start talking.
He picked a very basic performance of a woman who has to deal with a kid. Other movies have done movies where an adult deals with a kid for the whole movie. Doesn't mean that they're great actors. She is barely good in this one. She has to deal with the mob. She has to run away with the kid, interact with the kid. It's fine. There's no highs. There's no low. It's all even keel. My performance is layered. She does act like an adult sometimes when she shows that mental spark of the woman that she used to be, the woman that Peter Falk thought he married. But then he trying to fit in this box, which is made by society and made by her husband and made by the expectations of everybody. And she just doesn't. A person with her deficiencies mentally in this day and age would probably be treated different and probably have a better quality of life. She has to deal with that. She has to face the difficulties of trying to be true to her mental state and at the same time being a good woman. And she shows it. She shows it in her, throughout her whole performance. It's very different levels. Time.
Okay. Kirk, we will move on to you. For your closing, you have 1 minute when you start talking.
Talking about Gina Rollins and her famous critique of a woman under the influence, Pauline Kael made the statement, she does nothing memorable because she does so much, and it's exactly what happens in this role. She's doing so much, and it's so much just making noises and doing silly things that there's really nothing memorable about that. He says that other movies have done women dealing with mob. Other movies have done mental illness, and so many people have done it better than this. She is not good in this. She goes full mentally ill, if you know what I'm saying. She does not bring any layers of nuance that he's talking about. My performance, you call it basic because it's not showy, it's not flashy. Everything you have to see is very contained, and you have to do it working with little. Just because you're going crazy and doing a lot of things in your performance doesn't make it good. Tommy Wiseau does a lot of things in the room. That doesn't make it a good performance. My performance is textured and layered. It is about a strong relationship. She carries the movie on her own. She is not relying on anybody else like she does in my movie. She relies fully on Peter Falk. And in my movie, she is carrying it, and she does a great job with her character.
Time. Okay. Bring in L judges as we wrap this
I
one
prefer
up.
I prefer law judges, but I'm
That's
more
fair.
of a French bastard anyways.
That's fair.
The big boy of Brooklyn.
Yeah. Some call this a buffab.
Some consider that an overcompensation.
Oh yeah. Well,
All right.
what do they say?
I hate that I go first on these all the
Can
time.
I go?
No. It'll mess up the whole show.
Really?
Yes, it will.
You go.
This was really good. I thought that we were polite. We went back and forth evenly. We gave up time. Good job, gentlemen. Jacoby's always screaming. Robert's yelling all over the place. Koho can't keep his mouth shut. You two were very respectful. Good job. I'm going with Kirk. I thought Nazario actually had me on this for a while, but I thought Kirk's closing was really strong, where he really drove home the point to me about how in Nazario's movie there's just too much going on, and it almost borderlines on parody at a point. That really worked for me, and in the end won the point for me. So I'm going with Kirk. Cody, where are you going?
Oh, traditions. I love traditions.
It's always the first. We usually agree, and except on the first question.
So. I believe the tone was set in this match, and things will have to be adjusted moving forward if this man comes as prepared as he was. My vote's for Nazario. I think Nazario put this in a driving seat, and how he was able to just basically combat. And I think one of the strongest moments was he's like working with a child, so you just pick and choose where you're coming from. He basically threw it back. I agree that the using of other movies was not the strongest argument, but I'm opposite. I think Kirk's closing was more of out of frustration, Kirk, than actually of like precise where he normally is. So we'll see how the rest of the night, but I went with Nazario. I think he handled that debate really well.
All right, Brooklyn, where are you going?
Surprise, surprise. I disagree with Cody. I gave this one to Kirk as well. It was like, I think it was probably like 3.5 minutes into freeform. Kirk just kind of kicked it into second gear and got Nazario to go off on a bit of a tangent. And then, yeah, I kind of agree with Cody in that like some of the movies didn't really help as much as I think Nazario wanted them to. But it was super close.
All right, so Kirk will win the first point. This is the time of the show where I gotta say, go out to your local store, buy Dots Homestyle Pretzels. These are the Southwest seasoned flavor, and they're really kicking my ass right now in the middle of this match. So,
is that a regional thing?
It might be.
We don't have Dots in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, they are definitely. They are sponsoring this video. Thank you for sponsoring this video. Oh wait. I'm hearing from the back that only Captain Morgan sponsors. No, okay. We're gonna move on to the next question, which is going to be in the category of Disney. This is drafted by Mr. Nazario. The question: what Disney live-action movie would be better if it was animated? So Nazario, we're gonna start with you on this one. You have 1 minute to open your argument. When you start talking,
I think the movie that get the most out of changing to animation is the Haunted Mansion, the one that they did in the early 2000s, because this kind of movie, like the children-directed haunting spirits movies, work best when they're animated. CGI doesn't age that well unless it's really good, and 2000s CGI is not the best at anything close to being the good. There were a couple of movies in this period when they released The Corpse Bride. They did Paranorman. They did Coraline a little later, where they show you that stop animation is probably the best for this because it has a haunting effect that can bring the ghost to life and can bring that memorable experience of things that shouldn't be moving but eerily move. And I feel the Haunted Mansion would be really improved by that, especially visually, because the story is pretty basic, but you can make the movie memorable because of the visuals.
Time. All right. Let's see. Second in 2 matches. We've had the Haunted Mansion come up. That's scary. Kirk, no pun intended. Kirk, 1 minute when you start talking.
When you talk about movies that should be remade in any sort of way, you want to come up with a movie that had potential, had people excited, but was ultimately a giant disappointment. That's why I picked Tomorrowland as the movie that would best be remade as a animated movie. I think this would be a great Pixar movie. I think it has all the Pixar elements. It has wonder, it has a message, it has amazing world building, but a lot of the performances, a lot of the visuals just felt flat and didn't connect with anybody. So I really think this is a movie that if you just tweak it a little bit, make it animated, take all those things and turn it into Pixar animation, it's going to be great. And you already have one of the great Pixar director, Brad Bird, on board. So this is something that very naturally fits. A lot of the characters, a lot of situations feel when you're watching it like this should be a Pixar movie. So I definitely think it would be greatly improved doing that. I concede my time.
All right. So 2 movies that suck, The Haunted Mansion and Tomorrowland, going up against each other. Gentlemen, you have 5 minutes of freeform when one of you starts talking.
The biggest problem with
Tomorrowland is not the visuals. The problem with Tomorrowland is that the movie is boring and it had a bad script. It's trying to sell elevated sci-fi to kids with no thought how to appeal to them, except a couple of little showy rockets here and there. The movie is basically about it. All the big minds of the 20th century making a pocket dimension when they can be brilliant. And one of them discovers that the world is ending. And they tell the people and they say, let it end. How does animation make that better?
You tweak that story. You make it a little less. You make it a little less focused on the message. You bring it down to a kid's level, and you add the wonder of the animation. You expand that world. That was the problem. You didn't have a lot of Tomorrowland. You make it animated. You put more Tomorrowland in it with that animation. It's great. The problem with Haunted Mansion and making Haunted Mansion, the appeal of Haunted Mansion is seeing all the stuff from that ride in live action, seeing the woman in the crystal ball, seeing the hitchhikers, seeing the singing heads, singing the ballroom. You make that anime, you take that away. That's the fun of that movie. It's like, oh, that's all the stuff from the ride in live action in a movie. You change it to animated, it becomes something completely different, and you lose that charm.
Of course not, because I'm saying you stop animation, like all the movies that I listed in my intro. If you do it stop animation, you can make physical maquettes that are exactly copies of those, similar to what they did in the Muppets Haunted Mansion show that they aired on Disney Plus recently, where they mixed puppeteering with the effects, and it was entertaining as well.
So what you're saying is make it just like live action. So what's the point of making it animated if it looks like it's just live action?
I'm saying that the stop animation is timeless. It has the magical effect. It's like when you see King Kong moving for the first time in the 30s film. It's eerie. It's not live action. It's animated, but it's kind of that in-between thing that catches your eye. Your movie, you're basically, like I said, selling sci-fi on the high level to kids. And it's not like a small tweak or anything. We're talking about changing the movie just to animation. You cannot change the whole script. You still have to work with the bones you have, and your bones are bad bones.
Your movie does not have a great story. Your movie does not have a great script. Your movie is not that interesting. So going animated, you're not going to fix any of that. You're talking about just fixing the visuals too. Let me talk about some other real life stuff that you have in your movie. A really good physical comedic performance from Eddie Murphy. You have a really great physical presence in the villain with Terrence Stamp. You go animated with that, you're going to lose that. That's two very charming things in that movie. Two things that make that movie watchable are Eddie Murphy and Terrence Stamp. You take them out, you only put their voices in, you're losing that physicality they have that bring to the movie, and that's going to lower your movie, make it worse.
If you think about late 90s, early 2000s Eddie Murphy, you have voice acting. You have Mushu from Mulan. You have the donkey from Shrek. He can sell you with the voice acting. Arguably better than live action.
I'm not saying he's a bad voice actor, but you look at Mushu, you look at Donkey, they're animals, they're creatures, they're comic relief. They're not carrying the movie. They're not the main character. In this movie, you have Eddie Murphy as a human playing that.
There's no evidence that Eddie Murphy cannot do that. There is a lot of evidence that he cannot carry a family movie in live action in the early 2000s. What I'm saying also about the animation.
His performance is one of the great things in this movie. It's a solid performance. He's funny. He's entertaining. He brings the weight of being the family man, of caring about his wife and kids, but also the comedy aspect that you're going to lose if you go to voice acting. Again, same with Terrence Stamp. Terrence Stamp, you don't want just
Pater now is me about trying to sell me that he's a good performance in the Haunted Mansion. This movie is shit. The script is bad, I'm saying. Just like Tomorrowland is a very bad script.
Okay,
when you make the visuals better, you make them more appealing, there is a lot more connection to the Haunted Mansion in Disneyland. It's a ride that has lasted for generations and people love, and
people want to see that in live action. You don't want to see stop motion.
1 minute.
You don't want to see stop motion. You want to see that real. You want to see the woman actually floating around the head. You want to see the guys singing. You want to see the hitchhikers. You don't.
And you get all of that.
You want to see? No, you don't, because you're taking it away. You're making it that, but a little bit less. Plus, you name 3 or 4 movies that already do what your movie does. If I want to see that, I'll watch Paranorman. I'll watch Caroline. I'll watch The Corpse Bride. I don't need that with Haunted Mansion. Haunted Mansion is its own separate thing. Also, my movie, again, you're talking about improving visuals. The problem with Tomorrowland is you don't get enough Tomorrowland, and when you do it, the visuals are boring, they're flat, they're stale. The visual of Tomorrowland, the toy store, the Eiffel Tower, you make all that animated. At least you have those moments where, like, oh, wow, look at the wonder, look how great these are, look at that animation. Instead of having that boring, flat, mid-2000s generic CGI, you get excellent, solid CGI Pixar animation that explores that world and makes it so much better.
And you still have that boring ass story that
same
one
as yours.
For.
You have your story is just as boring.
Time. All right, Kirk, you get 1 minute to close your argument when you start talking.
Tomorrowland is the worst of these two movies. It's the biggest letdown of these two movies, and it's because mostly of you have flat visuals that you can improve in by animated and make Pixar animation. You can improve the characters. The characters are flat and boring. These are perfect. They're boring live action, but these are perfect. These characters look like they're designed to be Pixar characters. Young Frank is a perfect Pixar kid. Haunted Mansion, you have live action Disney ride. Like I said, Nazario mentioned 3 or 4 movies. Always does what he does. I don't need to see that again. I want to see something new. I want to see fresh. I want to see the ride in live action. Tomorrowland, you could tweak it a little bit, make the story a little more focused for kids. Add that great animation. Like I said, you have Brad Bird, who is a much better animation director than a live action director. You have him go to work on it. You tweak it just enough, and you have a fantastic movie. Haunted Mansion, you want that live action. You want that live action appeal of the ride, and you want Terrence Stamp. You want Eddie Murphy.
Time. All right. Move over to Nazario for his closing. You have 1 minute when you start talking.
Both movies have shit scripts. We're done there. Like we okay. When you do stop animation in the Haunted Mansion, you can bring those things to life with that eerie effect from the Haunted Mansion. I'm not saying you're gonna see similar things in the movies I listed. Those are movies that appeal to the horror element in the family film. That's the only thing that's similar. I'm just saying it as basis that it can be done in my movie. You have a strong connection of people who want to see the Haunted Mansions. They want to see the Gracies. They want to see the floating head. They want to see the hitchhiking ghosts. It's been there since the 50s. Everybody loves them. When you said Tomorrowland, you couldn't even point out things that are actually from Tomorrowland. You said, like, oh, you see the Eiffel Tower. Huh? And if you do it in animation, what are you going to add? The Space Mountain. That's not even in the movie. The thing is that, in the end, my movie improves the connection to viewers with the special effects. Yours cannot improve. And in the end, you're going to appeal to the kids to that Disney connection that they have with this classic ride instead of just generalities about Tomorrowland and a bunch of people that don't care about it.
Care about it. I didn't hear the end of Aftercare, but strike that from the record. All right. Oh, Lord. All right. We are gonna. Something is a child just knocked at the door, or a wife or something. I don't know. Maggie's in bed, so she doesn't bother me. You're good, Cody. No. You have your answer written. Can I go to Brooklyn? No. Okay.
I'll just get mine. Is it me first?
Yes. No, it's not. But
well, then what do you? Yeah, then go to Brooklyn, I guess.
Okay. So yes. Okay. So Brooklyn, go first.
All right. So I went with Nazario. He had a pretty good grip on this fight. I think it came down overall to how they presented like how animation will help. I felt like Kirk kind of gave moments, whereas with Nazario it was like, here's the overall like arc of this. But I understand that there are 2 other judges. So
I'll go next. I went with Kirk. I thought that Kirk, while he didn't really like, I thought this was a classic example of making someone fight your fight. Kirk gave me a clear thing of what his movie was going to be and how it would work. And then just, in my opinion, pissed Nazario off and even said things like Nazario at one point said, with using stop motion, it can look very, very real. And Kirk's barb about, then why make it animated if it can just be live action if you want to make it real? I thought that worked really well, and I don't think Nazario never recovered from that, but I'm clearly wrong. Cody, go ahead.
I'm just going to preface this. Kirk, I still want you to help me with why I lost.
I went with face of the world.
What?
You have the worst poker face in the world.
Well, Nazario, because I think it's so opposite. Especially in Nazario's closing, was like, what the hell are you talking about? You weren't even talking about like things that are part of the like. He basically just pointed out line, telling him.
The Eiffel Tower is in the movie. You can fact check that.
Okay, well, just relax. But my thing is overall, where he was saying like he was trying to sell him on like the physical presence of Eddie Murphy, and like that's what was working in that movie. And then Nazario just came back down to earth, like, let's stop lying to ourselves and say this is a good movie. These are good performances. And then basically said, he listed all the animation stuff that he's really good at in the 2000s, and basically said, "I'll tell you one thing that he's not good at, and that's being live action in an adult thing." So I thought that worked really well to counterpoint his argument. I think it was a lot closer than what made it seem like, but I thought Nazario carried it all the way through.
All right, fair enough. That is why there are 3 of us. Okay, we are going to move on to the third question. This was drafted by Kirk. I believe it is in the category of classics. It is, what is the most iconic scene in a Kurosawa movie? So, Kirk, you drafted this. You get to go first. You have 1 minute when you start talking.
So many classic Kurosawa iconic moments, so many characters, so many movies. I went with the most probably his most iconic character in one of his most iconic movies. I took the showdown, the final showdown scene from Yojimbo. It's like I said, it's a character that people know, even who don't maybe have a great grasp on Kurosawa. It's a scene that's been so influential, and if you haven't seen it, you've seen the impact of it and you know it. So when you look at it, you recognize it. There's a very visceral reaction to it. I think it's iconic visually. It's been studied. It is a scene that just grasps so much of what Kurosawa does from a filmmaking process, from character to composition to music to score to sound effects. Even it is definitely the most iconic scene out of a lot of great scenes. The most iconic was what we're talking about in his filmography.
Okay. Let's see what Nazario has for us. There it is. Nazario, you have 1 minute when you start talking to open your argument.
When you say iconic, what I think of is something that I have a visceral reaction to, something that sticks with you, and you can recognize at any moment. And there's nothing more impactful to me in the Kurosawa movies than Wachizu when he gets betrayed by his own archers at the end of Throne of Blood. The scene where they decide that, okay, we're done fighting with you, you have to die. And they just flip on him and start throwing arrows at him. It's insane. It's animalistic. You see the amount of arrows that just fly through him, and he trying to just escape from it. The way this film was filmed, the scene, they actually threw arrows at him because that's what Kurosawa wanted to impact. So you can see that fear in his face. Like, Wachizu just transcends, the character just transcends into real, emotional, raw human fear, and it sears you. Like, the whole scene is so impactful and so memorable. It's amazing.
Time. All right. 5 minute free form when one of you starts talking.
Nazario, you said a lot of great things about your scene, and I agree. It's a fantastic scene from a fantastic movie, and I feel confident saying that because nothing what you said makes that scene iconic. It's very cool. It's very well done. It's cool that they shot real arrows. It's a fun scene, but it's not iconic to Kurosawa's filmography. I never even knew this movie existed until I really started deep diving Kurosawa. I always knew Yojimbo. I didn't know much about the movie or the character, but I knew the generalities of it. I knew that scene because of how iconic it is and how influential it is, and how it's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. They show clips of great movies, and you always see that scene included because of how it is. Your scene is fantastic, but it's not, and it's memorable, but it's not iconic. It's not something. It's not going to be on a T-shirt. It's not something that's going to be a.
Is your scene going to be on a T-shirt?
What's that?
Is your scene on a T-shirt?
Absolutely, yeah. My scene is the Kurosawa scene. It's you that one moment you see it. It's a very, very strong Kurosawa moment. But your scene is just not. It's not that. It's not something that people go to when they think Kurosawa. Like, oh yeah, that scene is. It's something great, but it's not something.
So you were basically saying is that just because something is known, that makes it epic.
Well, I mean, it makes iconic is when you think of a director, you think of an actor, and you think of that scene. That's iconic. Also influential. My scene influences, westerns. How many westerns do you see my scene in? Like I said, you don't need to know my movie to know my scene because it's that iconic. It's that influential.
Westerns do it because it's a good setup, and they can do it better. When Kurosawa did the scene has a good setup, but it goes nowhere. It lasts 15 seconds, and it's done. And you think it's going to be an impactful showdown, and the most of the time you spend it is with a guy dying in the floor asking for a gun because he feels naked without a gun.
Yeah,
the scene is already over. The showdown happened. It lasted 15 seconds. Then the guy keeps asking for the gun, and he gets the gun, and then somebody starts hitting a drum, and the guy's dying, saying, "Where's the drum? Where's the drum? I don't need a drum." That lasts for like 5 minutes, and that's what that is the complete scene. You're saying like, yeah, those 15 seconds are iconic,
and it
but
all
the whole
goes up there.
scene-
I
the
can
whole
tell you,
scene is
you didn't watch the
Eggman.
movie. You watched the scene on YouTube because you have no idea who those
I
characters
watched
are
the scene.
and what that means.
I watched the movie,
Yeah,
and I
but-
watched my movie.
Yeah, your scene, my scene. You have that. You talk about iconic. You talk about iconography, imagery. My scene tells a story. You don't need to worry about that stuff. You look at my scene. You see that.
But
You know
that's
who
part
the
of the
bad guys
showdown.
are. You know
say
who the bad
wanna
guys
see
are.
The whole thing. By the way, be careful. Just talk like for 3 minutes. The whole scene includes everything that I am saying. If you want a better edition of your scene, he already improved on it. When he did the sequel with Sanjuro, he was more effective, more to the point. The showdown at the end of Sanjuro is actually a superior showdown to the one on Yojimbo.
I agree that the Sanjuro scene is also better than yours. But my scene is studied by film students because of the competition, because of the composition, how it's made. It's remembered for that. It's remembered for that iconic score, for just that the wind blowing. Like I said, it's been done so much. You're seeing there again. It comes and goes, and it's great, but nobody remembers that. When people talk about Kurosawa, nobody's like, "Oh wow, you see that arrow scene?"
Which is why people have remade it. They have used it for a lot of the westerns. Fistful of Dollars, they did it, and it also more cinematic and more impactful, the version of Sergio Leone, than the version that Akira Kurosawa did. And if you ask two people, where is the scene that is more iconic? The more iconic one is the one in the westerns. When you ask for
I also agree that Good, the Bad, Ugly is more iconic.
Nothing is more iconic than the end of Throne of Blood. Based on Macbeth, on the betrayal in the last scene, it just sears in your mind. And the acting that he portrays in that scene, the fear on his face, that is real fear, just is memorable.
Is it acting
You're
or is
saying
it
just
real
because
fear?
something is known, that makes it iconic. People know the scene where
1
Godzilla
minute.
stomps on Hank Azaria in 1998. That doesn't make it iconic at all. Just it's well known. Well known doesn't mean iconic.
My scene is well known because of how well it's made, how well it's composed, how well it is acted, how well it is scored. It is a perfect scene of just build up and tension. That's why it's used. That's why it's studied. That's why it's so influential. Your scene, like I said, no one talks about it unless you're like a serious hardcore Kurosawa fanboy. That is not something that people are going to talk about or
That
focus
is
on.
because of the people that you relate to. This is a limiting thing. Everybody debates this thing. Like, we all talk about this scene. No one talks about that scene. Hey, I can find a group of people. You ask Paul Oyama which one is the more significant.
Who's one of those
scene,
hardcore
and he would
Kurosawa
say
fans
that
ever?
it's Throne of Blood, because the people depends on the people you relate to. It's iconic independent of the people you are talking to about the scene with. What I'm
If
saying
people
is
are
that
talking
there's
about
no
it,
more
it's probably not
memorable
iconic.
shooting of an arrow scene than my
If people
scene.
don't remember it, it's probably not iconic.
Time. All right, Nazario, you have 1 minute to close your argument when you start talking.
He picked a scene that has been improved a bunch of times. Kurosawa himself did it better in Sanjuro. The showdown at the end of Sanjuro is quick, to the point. You see the spur of blood. You see the dying of the character. Its momentum is impactful. In the showdown in Yojimbo, it's all set up. The setup is great. 15 seconds later, it's done. And you just end up with a guy crying on the floor, give me my gun, why the fuck are drumming sound? My scene is a complete package. You want to attack the guy that refuses to surrender. And they say, it's over. We don't want to follow you anymore with Chisu. And they flip on him and they start throwing arrows at him. And it's raw, it's impactful, it's memorable. And his death scene is just the bow on top of the present. He's just saying, like, well, mine is more iconic, more people recognizable. Things recognizable doesn't make them iconic. Godzilla 98 is recognizable. The fucking White House getting blown up in Independence Day recognizable. Does that make it a great movie? No, it doesn't.
All right, Kirk, you have 1 minute to close your argument when you start talking.
I'd like to point out that Nazario spent more of his closing argument talking about Sanjuro than he did talking about his own movie. And that's because Sanjuro, as well as my movie, my scene, is more iconic than his, and he didn't really have much to talk about with his. He talks about his being a complete package. Mine is a complete package. You have the good guys, you have the bad guys. You can tell just by looking at it, you have that visceral, raw reaction to my scene just by watching it. His scene, you have a guy getting shot there, you have no idea what's going on outside of context, so I don't know what he means when he says complete package. I'm not saying mine is more impactful just because people talk about it. It's more impactful. It's more iconic because it is it's studied. It is talked about. It is imitated. Whether or not it's been done better or not is not part of the image. It's part of the argument. It's been redone because it's so iconic. He talks about the White House in Independence Day. Yeah, that is an iconic scene. I don't think Nazario grasped what iconic means. That's a very iconic scene, as is mine, as is Sanjuro, as is Good, Bad, and Ugly. His, not so much.
Time. Okie dokie, artichoke, as they said. Get it? Because artichoke ends with an E, and then you say, okay. Cody, you strongly disagreed with me last time and went last. Where do you go on this one?
Again, I really want Kirk to host one. No, Kirk won. Yeah, how's that poker face? Okay. Yeah, Kirk won this one. I wouldn't say that Nazario did not know what iconic was, but saying like it's been used in other scenes and stuff just helps Kirk's argument more and more about how iconic that scene is, that filmmakers copy it or duplicate it or even try to outdo it. And I think your opening set the floor where Kirk was able to literally throw arrows at you by saying, "Oh, how cool the scene is." And he's like, "I don't give a shit how it was made. Like, that's cool and all, but it didn't really help with iconic or where it's at." But it's one of those things. Like, I think Kirk just has so much knowledge on the subject; it's so hard to like counteract stuff. And Kirk did like little barbs throughout it, but like good acting or real fear, you can't have both. Classic Kirk like shots. So it was nice to see Kirk is now in rare form. I can see how this debate's going, but yeah, Kirk won the point for me.
Brooklyn, you are next.
I disagree with Cody. I'd honestly give neither of you these points if I could, because I thought this was actually a really badly debated question. I give it to Nazario purely because I was frustrated with Kirk's opening because you had all these things set up, but literally all I heard was buzzwords. I'm sorry. And I have to go with Nazario. He gave me a more fleshed out description of his scene, and all I heard was iconic, memorable. I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah. Cody doesn't have a poker face. This is gonna be really awkward, and Cody's gonna love me because I went with Kirk. No, I agree with Cody. I don't think it was. I agree. There were actually a lot of buzzwords thrown around, but I think this was the appropriate place. I think that Kirk did his closing, especially where he said the White House blowing up in Independence Day is iconic, and all of the stuff that he had to say about his scene being iconic. Nazario not maybe 100% grasping the iconic statement, I think was true. I think Nazario argued maybe emotional, impactful, acted maybe, but I think Kirk nailed it on the head as far as iconic goes. So I went with Kirk, which has him.
I just want to peek behind the camera for everybody knows every time Nazario loses a point backstage, Mike is celebrating. So I'm just letting everybody know this is what's happening. No one else gets to see it, but we do. And he is literally fist bumping every time.
Yes, my $150 is going places. Eat shit, Nazario. Okay. So we're going to move on to the fourth question. Is that what we're on already? Holy shit, the fourth question. Yeah. I'm actually very excited about this question. This is in the category of horror. Non-horror icons, no horror icons allowed here. The question is, what horror villain, creature, or entity would you not want to show up at your door, at your house, whatever you want to say? I love this. We're going to start with Nazario, who drafted this category. Nazario, you get 1 minute to open your argument when you start talking.
the last thing a person wants to show up in your house is the entity from It Follows. As the movie established itself, there is no way to actually stop this entity. The only way you can do is delay it. So even if you manage to escape from it, it will eventually come back. That is canon. That is what it is. You have to live your life in fear for the rest of eternity. Like until you die, you will know that it will come for you. And why is this the worst thing that may show up in your house? Well, my friends, the one reason this thing follows you is because you slept with somebody who was infected to it. Thing shows up in your house, your wife will have some questions, your mate, your girlfriend, whoever it is, the fuck? How is this happening? And worst of all, if you want to delay it, you have to fuck someone else. You have to do it again to make time to run away. Keep explaining that to your partner. Fucking crazy.
God damn you. All right. Kirk, you get 1 minute now to open your argument when you start talking.
The question is, which horror creature do you not want to show up at your house? And I took that very personally as to what specific creature I would not want to show up at my house. So I chose Pennywise the Dancing Clown. And I chose Pennywise because if Pennywise shows up at my house, that means he's after my kids. And Pennywise represents not only everything in the world that kids are afraid of, but everything in the world that is a danger to kids that their parents can't protect them from. And there's no greater fear of a parent than not being able to protect your children. And Pennywise, along with being, incredibly dangerous and scary and frightening in his own right, is going to come after kids in horrible ways. He's not just going to try and kill them. He's going to use all their weaknesses, all their fears against them. He's going to, even if they happen to survive, he's going to do so much psychological and mental, emotional damage to them that they're probably never going to get better. They're never going to get over it. They're never going to be the same. He's going to destroy their lives one way or the other, and there's really not much I can do about it. And that's horrifying.
Great picks, Nazario. Nice hat. These movies, very close to each other on my Blu-ray shelf. Only one film separating them. Interesting. Wonder if that was on purpose or they both start with it. Gentlemen, you have 5-minute free form when one of you starts talking.
Okay, Nazario, you said yourself it showed up at your house because you cheated on your wife. So who cares? Screw you. You're a lousy person. You get what you deserve. But I'm the one thing I'll say is
her, by the way, because I had sex with her. So it will also kill my wife.
Be a man and have sex with her again. And now guess what? You have a hall pass. You get to go have free sex with somebody else. As far as fighting horror monster goes, that's not too bad. My monster is, again, it's not going to be as consistent as yours, but it is coming back. He is going to come back every 27 years. He is going to affect you in different generations of your family, attack you. Your guy, he's always coming, but he is so slow. Like you get in the car and you drive and you find somebody promiscuous who's going to get you a few degrees of separation, you're a pretty good chance of, not having to worry about for a while. And when you do, you just walk away again. And
this is the thing, though. You're throwing the dice. You're saying, like, yeah, this woman looks like promiscuous. I'm going to have sex with her. And it's going to give me a good 4 or 5 years. You do not know. You don't know when it's coming. You don't know who's going to get you. Pennywise, 27 years, on the dot. That's when it's coming back. And you know what? You have an easy solution for that because your creature is very Derry-centric. You just moved out of town. You don't have to go back to Derry at all, and it's over. You cannot move anywhere in the world with the spirit from it.
Well, I'll disagree with that because he's showing up at my door. So I think the rules have been broken. He's showing up at my house. So
these are the rules from the film.
But I think the rules from the question, if he's at my door, he's out of Derry. So the rules from the movie have been broken. He's changed his MO. I can't tell you why or how, but he has. He's here. Your guy, again, if you go and the person's not promiscuous enough, guess what? You get another free hall pass. You get to have more sex. Like I said, any creature you pick,
if you see it coming, you do not know.
You're probably going to see it coming.
The shape of anybody, anywhere. Yeah. It can look like your wife, and then when you're dying,
but if your wife is quiet and is walking at you at a snail's pace, maybe something's up. But like I said, any horror movie, we could have picked any creature, any monster, any entity from any movie. It's going to be scary. It's going to be dangerous. and it's going to come with its own set of problems. You pick the only one that you fight by having lots and lots of sex. In the grand scheme of things, not that bad a deal.
In the scheme of the question that you do not want something showing in your house when you have your wife and family, what is worse than a fucking demon that haunts you because you cheat on your wife?
Okay,
Also,
yeah.
you're
Again,
saying
you
you want to worry about.
coming.
Let me speak. You want to worry about your kids. You're worried they're going to be traumatized. You're going to be facing the dancing clown. Guess what? No problem there either, my boy. Because Pennywise is defeated by children. They defeated him by growing up and saying, "We're not scared of you anymore."
Yeah, he was defeated.
Shrivels into a little ball and disappears. That's it. They beat him with childish weapons and by saying, "You're not afraid. I'm not afraid of you anymore." That's how they beat them.
Five children beat him out of the generations, the hundreds, maybe thousands who he killed and destroyed previously. So odds are not in their favor of beating Pennywise because most kids don't. And again, even the ones who did beat them have trauma and have mental problems and issues that follow the rest of your lives. You, as far as you said,
they moved away. They grew up being fine. They decided to go back to Derry. Oh shit! Right, we went back to the one place on earth where the clown can get us. We're fucking geniuses. What I'm saying is, mine does not have that option because you cannot
he's coming to my house.
All.
He's coming to my house. Yours also. I will say this: if he's coming after you and he's coming to your house, he's only coming for you. Your wife is safe. Your children are safe.
No.
If he kills you,
he's coming for my wife too because I had sex with her.
Yeah, but again, like I said, man up, have sex with her, fall in that grenade, and she's safe. You can protect your wife just by, again, having sex. Not that bad a deal. And then if it kills you, your family is safe. My family, my children, my legacy is in danger because, like I said, they're going to be destroyed by this thing that will like mess with them mentally and use all their fears and all their weaknesses and just prey on that, or they're going to be killed.
Again, canonically, kids beat Pennywise.
Yeah,
face up to him.
Four kids beat him after he murdered hundreds, maybe thousands. For 100 years he was murdering kids. This one small group beat him.
They never established the amount of deaths by Pennywise in the movie.
They
say he has been coming back every 27 years. There's some being disappearances, yes, but that doesn't mean that it can be beaten. Mine cannot be beaten. And like I'm saying, let's say you bite on the bullet, you go to a whorehouse, you have sex, the guy doesn't show up for 20 years. When he comes back, you have to deal with all that shit again. Oh, right.
Okay. 20 years. That's how long Pennywise has. So I guess 27 years isn't bad.
You can't hear me. I'm fucking muted. I'm laughing my ass off. Strike whatever Kirk said at the end from the record. It was overtime. Holy shit. Kirk, you need to close first on this one. 1 minute when you start talking.
Pennywise is coming after my kids. He is going to prey on them. He is going to make them die, not just die, but die in horrible ways, in horrible places in their head. Or if they escape, if they beat him, they're going to be traumatized forever. They don't just go to Derry because they're at my house now. According to the question, the rules have been broken. So that strike that from the record because it doesn't matter. They're here. Why he's not in Derry anymore, I don't know. He's here. He's going to come back. Again, there's a small chance that they can defeat him, but they're going to have trauma they have to deal with the rest of their lives because of how hard he prays them. Nazario, pick the monster that you can defeat by making sweet, sweet love. And like I said, that is a creature that, in the grand scheme of things, if I had to fight a monster, that's the monster I want to fight. Because guess what? I get to have lots of sex, and that's a pretty good thing. And if he takes me out, he takes me out having sex. And again, like I said, if he's coming after me personally, my family's safe, my wife's safe, my kids are safe. I get away, or it kills me, and it leaves them alone.
Time. Holy shit. I'm so glad Maggie's in bed right now. Oh my god. All right. Nazario, we're going to move on to you. 1 minute to close your argument.
You definitely haven't been married for a while if you think your wife is giving you a hold, but she's going to cut your balls off. That's what's going to happen. And you tell my wife is safe. You keep saying you do not understand that this thing goes on by sex. You have sex with your wife is going to be followed too, which means she also now has to go out and have sex with however, to try to delay the thing. You're saying like you can be prepared because it's really slow. You don't know. This is the fucking issue. You do not know. The thing can come back so fast that in the end of the movie, there's a person walking behind the heroine of the movie. You don't even know if that's the demon. When you realize it might be too late. Yours, it's a clown that already has limitations of area. Move away. You're saying the question broke the rules. Hell, I'm basing this on the rules from the movie. Also, based on the movie, kids already defeated him. Traumatize him a little bit. You do not think that getting your wife and your parents fighting because your dad cheated and now he's coming to kill them and leave you orphan is traumatizing. My friend, what's up? Kids defeated Pennywise easily, I say.
Oh my god. I was super excited for this and it lived up to the hype. Okay.
Me, right?
No, I went first last time. No, I go first on this one.
Okay.
I go first this time. So on paper, Nazario would have won this for me because when me and Cody were writing the question, this was one that actually popped up. The It Follows entity. And when Nazario answered it, I was like, ooh, good choice. Fantastic. But I think beyond the stuff that made me laugh, Kirk did a very good job of combating why he took the question in a way I wasn't expecting by saying, this is my door. I have kids. I'm a father. I don't want Pennywise coming and messing with my kids. I went with Kirk, and I thought he was able to combat it the whole way. I thought Nazario did a really, really good job, but I also think Nazario spent a decent amount of time on the dairy thing, even after Kirk kind of shut that down the first time. So again, Nazario, I swear to God, I love you, buddy. I'm not just voting against you all night because I don't like you. I really do love you.
We got $50, so it's fine.
But that's true. But I thought Kirk did a great job in this one. I was super surprised. And when he said "sweet, sweet love," oh my God, I may need to clip that out. Cody, you get to go next.
I've been around debate a long time, almost 3 years in this community. I've been a movie fans fight from the start. Two things. I think that was arguably the best debated question ever that I've ever seen from Kirk himself. Not only did he take the question and basically create a brick wall around himself, that he was able to take a character that has specific rules in their movie and say, fuck you, I read the question, they don't matter because they're at my house. Two, the ultimate one that I thought as soon as I saw It Follows, well, that sucks, you're screwed, and basically take it and be like, you cheated on your wife, take the bullet, get the fuck out of Dodge. No one else is dead. I will take the bullet for that one. Plus, craziest thing, Kirk, by far the best I've seen a lot. That was great. That was well done.
Brooklyn, your vote does not count. Where would you have gone?
I also would have went with Kirk. I think he did a fantabulous job with this question. He actually made his answer the better answer, and also made Nazario's scarier with like having sex with many people. Because I don't know about you guys, when he mentioned that, I was like, oh, STIs or like disease. That kind of made it scarier for me. But no, good job, Kirk.
Yeah. All right, Kirk does win that point. We are going to move on to the final prep question of the match. Nazario does need to hit this in order to stay in the game. If he does, we will move on to the speed round. If he does not, Kirk will be the winner. So, the question is a fandom category drafted by Mr. Kolkowski. Star Trek. And the question is, pick any non-Star Trek fandom character to replace Captain Kirk on the Enterprise, and why would they be a good captain? So, Kirk, we are going to start with you as you drafted this. You have 1 minute to open your argument when you start talking.
For a character who is going to replace Captain Kirk on the Enterprise, I went with a character who's been established as a fantastic leader, as someone who is both a great diplomat and a great warrior. I picked Black Panther. I think he is a leader of a country, a world leader who can he evolves in his ideas. He is open-minded. He is willing to explore and build bridges and reach out to other cultures. And he is these are all traits that you want in your captain who's going out in the universe, meeting new civilizations and new life, and being the first person presented. He is a charismatic person who knows how to lead. He is somebody who's comfortable around very advanced technology, and he is somebody who would be a fantastic replacement for Captain Kirk, even better, I think, than Captain Kirk, because he is better suited for that role of the captain of the flagship of the United Federation of Planets.
Time. All right, we move on to Nazario, the final hat. Nazario, you have 1 minute when you start talking. Why do you have so many hats?
I feel like the perfect person suited for this job would be Harry Hart from the Kingsman. Harry Hart is already a person that leads men. He has spent his life taking kids with great potential and leading them into a right direction, turning them into Kingsmen, gentlemen who defend honor by all ways necessary of the crown. I think he's focused on the mission on a way that he prioritizes his students, his people, and the mission beyond anything close to a life independent of it. And he doesn't have personal connection or personal attachment, so he cannot be blackmailed or coerced into doing the wrong thing. He just has to focus on the people that he's leading at the moment. So I think Kingsman managed to make the man. Time on.
Okay. Ending about 15 seconds early. A new record for Nazario. Gentlemen, excellent picks. 5-minute freeform when one of you starts talking.
I would say as a spy, Harry doesn't have the skill set. In general, spies are kind of xenophobic. They have a black and white us versus them mentality. Their goal is to locate specific threats and eliminate them. There's not a lot of curiosity there about it. And I don't think those are the kind of traits of somebody you want not only captaining your starship, but your flagship planet. He is used to working behind the shadows, behind the scenes. Whatever he does on the Enterprise is going to be public. He can't sneak around and do subterfuge and not have.
Talking about xenophobic, about a guy who is the king of a country that has all the technology, all the advancement, and they refuse to share it with the world. They have been locked down and haven't shared anything with anybody for decades, thousands of years, because that is the way they do.
And until the end of that movie, where he learns from his enemy that he takes a lesson and he learns, now I'm going to build bridges. So you can't blame him for the decades before. He was only king for a very short time before he made that decision to branch out.
The movies, you're basing it on the T'Challa as presented in the movies.
Yes.
So
as somebody who evolves and grows in their ideas.
He cannot lead. He's a hothead. As you go into Captain America and Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, he's just a person blinded by revenge to the point that he doesn't care to understand what's coming next. That is not a good leader. He doesn't take the time to listen to Black Widow, to reason to why they are trying to help Captain Rogers, to understand why the situation is, because it is a very complicated situation, but we're talking about Starship, Enterprise, exploration of space. This is complicated things. So what does he do? He goes up and nonstop, and it's his fault why Black Widow gets exiled and why she gets to be excommunicated from the country, because he rats her out because he doesn't want to even understand what her excuses are. That's blind.
I'm so glad you brought these both points up, because this exactly goes to my point about T'Challa. Is yes, at first he was blinded by rage, but he learned to forgive his enemies and overlook those things and go beyond them. In Black Panther, yes, at first they were very closed-minded and xenophobic, but he learns from his enemy, even though his enemy did the wrong way. He learned from his enemy that yes, we need to take these things and expand. We need to go out into the world. And at the end of Black Panther, he's ready to build bridges into the world. Why not go out into the complete universe and do it there? Now, let's say something about Harry. You say Harry can't be blackmailed. You know what he can be? Mind controlled. Most famous scene that Harry is in, he has his mind taken over by the enemy, and he kills a bunch of innocent civilians. And then he's brought back to life, and he's studying butterflies, and he's in his own world. Harry's liability. I don't even know if I want Harry as my spy, let alone my starship captain.
This is just because of a single point that is on my movie, and I accept it. He gets mind control. Just because there's not a scene in Black Panther with his mind control doesn't mean that he has the mental capability to not be.
We don't know.
Wait, I'm talking now. You spoke. This is why in your movie you can always prove also that T'Challa is not fake to lead. He doesn't hear to people. He doesn't hear to his consejeros. He doesn't live to his best friend. Because when Wakabi has an idea that goes against him, he doesn't listen to him. That's not what a good leader does. And what does it happen? Then he gets betrayed by it. He has to face, the reason he has to face Killmonger in the first place, and by the way, gets defeated by, is because he refused to listen to the advice that they were going to give him. He has been so stubborn during the whole process of the movie that he doesn't even make peace with the Jabari tribe until it's utterly and completely necessary for them to want to make peace with him because he lost and he lost his crown. So you're saying just because of all this thing, he has proven in the big majority, over 90% of the films, that he's not fit to be a leader. Just because in the last 5 minutes, just like, you know what? That was all good. You're right. Now that's the one you want to take.
The story is of him learning and growing. That's what you need as a starship captain, is to be somebody who is willing to change, willing to show that lack of ego, willing to learn new things. I will say this, going back to Harry, we don't know if Black Panther could be mind controlled. We do know that Harry can be. That's what that's all we have on tape. That's all we know.
1 minute.
I do want to bring something up specifically about starship captains. What is the most important test of a Starfleet officer? The Kobayashi Maru, the no-win scenario. Black Panther has faced this scenario in Infinity War. Infinity War, when Thanos' people are attacking and those creatures are surrounding the entire force field, and they're going to get in and they're going to take everything out, they're going to get vision. He realizes, I have to open the gate and let them in, and I have to risk. They even say, Wakanda, this is the end of Wakanda. But he gets his people fight. He faces that no-win situation. He gets his people. He leads his people. He encourages people around it, and he succeeds. He overcomes it. He faces his Kobayashi Maru, which is the most important thing for a Starfleet officer.
He had no choice. Thanos was going to come either way. He just was.
That's the point of you have no choice in no-win scenario.
All right, Nazario, you get to start on this one. You have 1 minute of your closing when you start talking.
Harry Hart is a man that has dedicated his life to training spies, to training kids to see his potential and lead them in the right direction. He already is a leader. He has been leading the Kingsmen into the next generation. And even when he died and he came back, yes, he was lost in there, but when he came back, he found his center and he knew what was right to do. The biggest evidence of T'Challa, it's most of it negative. He just keeps making mistake. And you say, like, yeah, he learned from it. He becomes a better person. He was supposed to become a better person at the end of Civil War, and then falling into all the same things. And during the whole Black Panther movie, he doesn't want to make peace with the Jabari. He doesn't listen to advice. He gets beaten down. And just because he gets back up in the last 5 minutes doesn't mean that he makes him a good leader. And you're saying, like, the no-win scenario in Avengers Infinity War, everybody was facing the no-win scenario. Not just T'Challa. Everybody shined there. Why not pick anybody else but him, who has already been defeated and proven that he cannot lead? His sister is better.
Better. Strike it from the record. Bring in Kirk. Kirk, you have 1 minute to close your argument when you start talking.
Everybody was facing no-win scenario. Black Panther is the one who had to make the choice. And yeah, he had no choice there, like you said. But that's the point of a no-win scenario. You said Harry trains soldiers. He trains spies. That is not who you want on your flagship. The Enterprise is not a battleship. It is a ship of exploration. It is a ship of ambassadorship and learning new things and exploring. That is what Black Panther is. Yes, he took time to become a great leader. Over the course of one movie, he undid generations of xenophobia in Wakanda. He overcame generations of that problem in one movie. He learned to come again. Look how long it took Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk took 3 or 4 movies to overcome his racism towards Klingons. Never even really got over it, just enough to get by. Black Panther is learning these movies in one lesson. Black Panther is a character that grows, that develops. Harry doesn't grow. He doesn't change. He's set in that same mold. He's a spy. He's always going to be a spy and have that mindset. That is not the character you want flagshipping your Enterprise. It is to
time. All right. I have opinions, but I don't get to start. Brooklyn does.
All right. This was my favorite question that was debated at the match. So great job. You guys did really good. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Kirk. I went with Kirk for the reasons of I think on the end with the Kobayashi Maru, I think that was a super strong point. And I think obviously like having the Star Trek background helped with the overall like what makes it a great captain. Sorry, I did a really good job, but my point was
Okay. I have voted for Kirk all evening. And this question is the one where I changed my mind. I actually went with Nazario. I thought he was losing for most of the argument. And the thing that honestly changed my mind was the closing. And the thing that he said was when he brought up the point about everybody in Infinity War had a no-win scenario. And he fell into the same things over and over again in all of his moves in Black Panther. He didn't really learn anything. To me, that's very similar to Kirk, not Kolkowski, but Captain, who is always falling into those types of things. And all of his stuff about Harry, I thought worked really well. So I go with Nazario on this one. Cody, you get to decide. Are we done or are we moving on to the speed round?
So on the record, Star Trek's trash.
Well,
like just to be out there, I'll just get ahead of it. It's trash. Newer movies are better, but overall trash.
Oh, there's some.
I feel like this debate was the right two choices. Honestly, I think both picked really great choices. But overall, it came down to a certain points, and I think the last part is just. I think somebody set people up to just hit home runs the entire time. Kirk, you want to go to sudden death or you want to win right now?
I'd like to win right now if possible.
Then Kirk wins my point. Overall, I think Kirk won it. I think with especially telling Nazario's kept saying the points of like, oh, they locked up Wakanda, they locked up this, they did this and this, and Kirk just kept diminishing points that, yes, that's how he started, but how he overcame and what he was able to bring towards it and open up places and be the leader that basically the Enterprise would need at that point. So I thought it was really close. If it was up to me, technically we'd be going because I voted for Nazario on the first two questions for sure. But this was a fantastic debate. I just think Kirk closed it perfectly.
All right. Well, with that, your winner and still Fanzone debate champion is Kirk Kolakowski. We are going to start by talking to Nazario. We'll bring in his manager and Mike. For reasons. Nazario, you did a really, really great job tonight. I know I didn't vote for you a lot. I apologize. That's how the game goes sometimes. But I think you did a really, really great job. You ran your way through getting to this point, beating some players who are very, very, very good at this game, getting some wins on your record, and came to play in the title match. How are you feeling about the match overall?
Let me bring up something real quick. Our strategy. John Cassavetes' film. I told him to watch a Nick Cassavetes' film. For the horror question, I told him to cheat on his wife. These are the responses.
Okay. I guess this is how far bullshit gets you. I mean, I did my best. The only one that hurts though is the horror one because I know you all
cheat on his wife for. Look what fucking happened.
You all went like you all. That's the only one you all went in the other way. In my mind's eye, I got that one. Losing the other ones, I mean, fucking Kurosawa, John Cassavetes. You know how much shit I had to watch? Those fucking movies were like 2.5 hours each.
You didn't watch shit.
And boring.
You watch
Nothing
YouTube clips.
happened.
Look what happened.
If we're being honest,
shit.
She's mediocre in both films. Something fucking had to be argued, so we fucking did it.
I think Kirk just died a little bit backstage.
Dude, she was pulling a Sean Penn in I Am Sam in that movie. And boring as fucking Gloria. I don't know how the man loves these movies that much. Kurosawa, though, that was fun. I did watch the movies. Those were fun movies. Been done better, though, in the Westerns. Anyway, next year's more bullshit coming your way. I'm always willing to give it a fight. So, let's see what happens.
Cody, you look like you have something you want to ask.
Yeah, just before Nazario goes, I understand we're under this facade. We're under this like, oh, this is a bullshit banner. I will say, I've watched you from the start. This was probably the most prepped you came in, and it definitely showed. So I'm thinking you can bullshit with the best of them, but I think your prep game shows that you like. People can't take you as like, oh, he's just going to joke his way. Like you can't, in my opinion, that first question, you came ready to play. Regardless of how the votes came, I felt like you were fully prepared for that question. So
5 hours. I did watch it.
Yes.
2.5 hour movies.
The question is, has Nazario ever debated Kaleb Koho?
Yes.
Yes.
You have?
Wait, I don't remember where. Was it here?
I don't know if it was here, though.
Well, those are very good bullshitters, so we maybe have to set that up. Nazario, thank you for being here. You did great this season. We'll see you next year in whatever we have you come back. We'll definitely have you back. You deserve it. You did great. Let's move over to the man who didn't bring a manager with him tonight. That's Kirk, who is still the champion, retains the belt moving into next season. Kirk, this basically guarantees that you do not have to play again for 8 months. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it feels good to get a break, but 8 months is a long time, and I don't.
It might not actually.
I'll just fight whoever. I'll just find people in the street yell about movies. Apparently, I'm going to find Nazario a book on Gina Rollins. Those international shipping rates are going to kill me, but I got to do it. That fight killed me because I'm the exact opposite. Gina Rollins in Woman Under the Influence is my favorite performance from an actress ever. So to have to say all those horrible things I said about my queen, Gina Rollins, was like just it killed me.
I would not have known that.
Yeah.
Wow. Kirk, you did a great job tonight. You got it done without heading to the speed round. I can't say that many, if any, title match has ever really gone that far. I could be wrong about that, but I can look later. But you did great. We're going to move into next season. We don't really know what next season looks like yet, but we'll have you play sometime in the next 4 to 6 months. Who are you looking at? Is there anybody that you want to play? What are you thinking about?
Well, first, let me say Nazario did a great job. Whenever these questions come up, I mean, obviously, first thing I think about is what are they going to say, and what are they going to rebut against me? And I'm usually pretty good at figuring that out. Nazario hit me with some stuff out of left field. So, I mean, that was scary. Even the ones like I felt really confident in, he was hitting me with stuff that like, oh man, this is pretty good. So, hats off to him, and I'd love to play him again. A lot of people I've played so far. I wouldn't mind rematches. Somebody new would be cool too. So, I mean, there's a lot of good fighters in this league. So, I'll take whoever rises to the top.
Well, I do know, without naming any names, there are some new people who have asked to play that are going to be coming into the fold. So we will see who is going to come up. If it's a rookie, if it's someone else new, or someone else that's been around, we will find out. So it'll be very exciting. But Kirk, congratulations on being, I think, only the second person to defend this belt. Great job. We will see you very soon with the next match. Brooklyn, we'll start with you. Any final thoughts on the match tonight?
Again, it was 4-1, but everything but the horror question was a split. And I think if there's a different panel of judges, I don't think even I don't even think that horror question is still 3-0. I think that Nazario still had a really good. Why can't I think of the word? He had a really good pitch. yeah, he did a really good job on that one. I can't think right now for some reason, but yeah, no, it was a fun time. Thank you for having me, Tim. Thank you for having me, Cody.
Always love to have you, Brooklyn. Cody, we will go to you next. Final thoughts on the match.
Yeah, so I love debate. I think it's the stuff that I can recall the best when I play in trivia. It's just who can present the best argument, and I think Kirk's one of the best that's ever done it. I think just the way he's able to attack stuff and how he formulates plans. Again, I've seen a lot. I think that question on the horror one was one of the best uses of everything that needed to come out, and to basically have a counter ready to literally just slap it back was brilliant to see. I'm excited for next season. Now that I'm done with like playing and managing, this match kind of like revitalized like me wanting to like help more with this and do like funner matches and stuff like that. So yeah, so interesting. And I'll just say it here. Next season I'm joining the Fanzone roster. So I will Kirk, you may have somebody coming for that belt. So I'm excited to get back in the debate ring. So Kirk, I might see you later down the line.
Holy shit. Well, you guys heard it here first. At the end of this match, Cody Newberry joining the Fanzone roster. Holy shit. Kirk retains the title. Really exciting stuff for Fanzone. Genuinely from the bottom of my heart, thank you to Kirk and Nazario, Cody and Brooklyn. This is one of my favorite things to do is debate. I love playing it. I love watching it. I love hosting it. Everything. Thank you guys for continuing to support it. Means a lot to me. We will see you guys next season, but be on the lookout. Later today, we got more videos of the final act. Warzone singles is on the line. Fandom singles is on the line. Fandom teams, Warzone teams, all of it. It's all going down today. So thank you for watching. We'll see you guys really soon with what's next. Until then, let's roll the clip one more time.
That's my bad. I was sending a tweet.